Hey everyone, and welcome to your April 2025 astrology forecast for the month. This is going to be a month of radical change and karmic clearing. This is a transit for all 12 signs. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional Western and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this month's astrology forecast with you. If you are new here and would like to find out more about my offerings, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. For those of you who continue to like and subscribe, thank you for being part of my journey. So as April arrives, this is going to be a month of major contrasts. It's going to be forward momentum, it's going to be breakthroughs in one hand, and then it's going to be deep intensity and these power struggles on the other hand. This is going to be a time of closure, of new beginnings. This is a space where we are in between these karmic cycles and they are unraveling with new paths that are unfolding right before us. We are deeply immersed into the energy of the eclipse season from last month. There's this energy that lingers well into May. It continues to bring these life altering events, these sudden revelations, rapid transformations. If you've been navigating deep transformations, expect the energy shifts to accelerate quickly and to clear out karma and to be at an intense pace. Yet, with all of the weight of this change, this is also a turning point because after April 12th, we're going to have Venus finally stationing direct. I love this transit for manifesting because we're all going to be moving forward. With the planetary energy all now moving in sync, we're going to feel this shift within our own lives. Things that have been stuck suddenly begin to move. Decisions become a lot clearer for each of us. Projects can now regain this traction. Relationships that have been like in limbo, they start to define themselves. If you've been waiting for the cosmic green light, this is when it's going to happen. Now, the zodiac power players of this month are going to be Aries and Taurus, Pisces, and Cancer energy. April's astrological landscape is a blend of fire, earth, air, and water, with Aries, Taurus, Pisces, and Cancer like each taking center stage. We have Mars in Cancer that has been this defining force since last September of 2024. This has had topics or themes revolving around home, family, real estate, emotional security, healing. How do we create this out of a transformation? Typically, Mars moves through a sign in a couple of months, but this has been an extended stay that has stretched over several seasons, and it makes this impossible to ignore the changes, the shifts in our foundations and within our closest connections or relationships with others. And then on April 18th, Mars is going to move on. So before it does, there's going to be this final opportunity to truly bring closure to whatever has been shifting within your life. There could be unresolved family matters. There could be emotional work, personal security themes that have been building, and these layers of now finally come to the final chapter. This is going to be a moment where you're going to need to acknowledge the growth, the lessons, and the transformation that has really reshaped your own personal inner world of security, home, foundation. Now, on April 26th, this is going to probably be the most intense transit of this month because Mars is going to oppose Pluto. Now, while Venus direct brings ease and movement, April also holds probably one of the most intense astrological events of the year because April 26th, we're going to have Mars in the fiery sign of Leo. It's going to oppose Pluto in Aquarius. Remember, Pluto is here for the next 20 years. And so this is not the first time that we've seen this battle go between this. This is it first emerged in November of 2024, so think back to that time period for the first initiatory opposition or theme, and then in early January 2025 was the second activation. And now in April, the saga is finally going to reach the final chapter, the ending. This energy of this transit, it can be felt like up to 10 days before and after this date. It's not just like a one-hit wonder. This is the culmination, the ending, and it will be building as we lead up to those dates. And so it adds to the intensity because the sun is going to be forming this tense T-square to both Mars and Pluto. So we have the two oppositions with the T-square of where it needs to release. The release point is the sun. It creates an atmosphere of things being high stakes, ego battles. It's the sun. It's you. It's about breaking points. And so this is going to be a moment of reckoning. It's the culmination of the month's like our inner and our outer battles within the collective and for each of us on a personal level. April's message is going to be about duality. This month is this mix of softness and fire and momentum and resistance, ease and intensity. Venus direct is going to bring relief and flow, while Mars in opposition to Pluto creates this final test of strength and about transformation. The energy is going to be like really fast moving, karmic, and life altering because we can't go back. This is the final. And so we're going to have many final steps throughout 2025. This is going to be one of those big shifts. So knowing that April is not just about endings, it's about what comes after. The pieces are all going to start falling into place. And while some doors, like if you're walking down a hall, some doors are closing, other doors are now going to open wide. This is going to be a time for you to step forward into the path of what is next. So let's talk about each of these transits that are key this month. We have on April 4th, I look at this as a day of breakthroughs, of stability, of emotional strength. April 4th is going to bring this planetary alignment where Uranus is going to be in Taurus and it acts as this apex. It's harmonizing the structured discipline of Saturn in Pisces and this determined action of Mars in Cancer. This is going to be creating this flow of energy that allows for steady but progressive growth, blending resiliency, innovation, and endurance. Like mark it on your calendar because Saturn in Pisces is going to be like in a harmonious aspect with Uranus and Taurus. And this is going to be this long transit. It's not just one day. It's this transit that combines structure and stability of Saturn with these breakthroughs and progress that Uranus offers. This is an opportunity to turn your long-held visions into a reality, to embrace innovation, freedom, liberation, chaos, and make practical yet these meaningful upgrades in your life to like move forward with. We also have Mars in Cancer that's working harmoniously with Saturn in Pisces. Mars is what fuels the action. Saturn gives patience and strategy and discipline, and the transit, it's really strengthening our emotional endurance. It's allowing for slow, consistent effort towards our long-term goals, particularly in home, family, and our own personal security. With Uranus at the center of this configuration, the release point, the changes that are unfolding now, they're not reckless nor disruptive. Instead, they're going to be purposeful and strategic, and they're going to be deeply rooted in both your past wisdom, using Saturn, and the future possibilities of Uranus. April 4th is a day of building, of reworking, and of solidifying your plans, both with wisdom and adaptability. The energy is going to be supportive. It's going to be urging you to take these practical steps, both towards your future while remaining grounded in what truly matters. And remember, it's building. It's not going to be just on this day. It's going to be leading up to it and then waning afterwards. The next date is April 7th. Mercury is going to be finally stationing direct. I'm absolutely loving this because it's going to be a time that we're going to want to sort out all the confusion of things that Mercury asked us to slow down, rework, review, rewind, revise, and then finally move ahead. Remember that Mercury was the ruler of this eclipse that happened on the 14th. And so it added to the mix all of the misunderstandings, the miscommunication, and had us take a second look look or a third look at what we really needed to rework. And so now we'll be in this 2 weeks post retrograde, and it will be, now let's align with everything. Let's fix everything. Let's pick up the pieces and put everything back on the shelf. On April 12th, we're going to have several things happening all at the same time. It's literally going to be like a Dagwood sandwich. It's layering the day with energy, because we're going to have Venus stationing direct, and we're going to have the Sun in Aries that's going to be conjunct with Chiron. And so let me start like one step at a time here. I want to address these individually because Venus stationing direct in Pisces, it's after a ton of weeks where we've had this introspection and this emotional reassessment. Venus is now going to be moving direct, and it literally brings clarity and forward momentum within our relationships, both within collaboration and with personal relationships, with our finances, with our creative pursuits. This really marks the end of this period of deep internal reflection, where themes of love and connection and self-worth and our spiritual alignment have been under a complete review. And so as Venus is now going to be moving forward in this beautiful, compassionate sign, we can expect to have this renewed sense of emotional clarity, of a romantic flow, of artistic expression. If some of your relationships or partnerships have felt uncertain, or some of your finances have stalled, this shift is going to encourage healing, understanding, and the confidence to move forward with an open heart. We also are going to be having a full moon at 23 degrees of Libra. Now, this stands in an opposition. Remember, a full moon is when the sun is here and the moon is here, and it's literally reflecting its light. It's shining a light. It's revealing things that were hidden. And so we have it in a direct opposition with the sun in Aries, which is conjunct, which is merging its energy with Chiron, the wounded healer. So this creates this powerful moment of an emotional revelation. Full moons are always times of culminations. They bring us clarity, closure, they're heightened awareness. And with this one directly opposite of the Sun Chiron conjunction, this is illuminating our deep-seated wounds, our insecurities, our past emotional pain that's now ready to be revealed and be addressed. This full moon in Libra, it places a really strong focus on your relationships and balance and your own personal identity within your connections or within your partnerships with other people. It highlights where we may have sacrificed too much, or struggled with self-worth, or avoided these difficult truths in order to maintain harmony. Libra always seeks out equilibrium, but this lunation asks, are we honoring ourselves as much as we honor other people? With Chiron closely involved here, our old wounds, particularly that are tied to rejection, self-doubt, feelings of not being enough, not being worthy, they can now resurface. They will be like mirrored or revealed. And so rather than simply reopening this wound, this full moon, it acts like a mirror. It reflects where healing can now take place. What once felt like this pain now has this potential to become a foundation of strength and resilience. This is going to be this turning point that's going to urge us to truly face what we've held back, recognize how far we've come, and step forward with greater confidence and self-awareness and empowerment. This is going to be a time to release, to let go of limiting beliefs, and to let go of emotional baggage. It's to embrace this new chapter, to start something new, one that's rooted both in self-acceptance and our own authentic connection. Then on April 19th, we're going to have Mars in Leo in a harmonious aspect, trining Neptune in Aries. And so this is about inspired action and this magnetic energy that pulls or repels. And so because it's in a harmonious aspect, this transit is blending this bold confidence, Mars in Leo, with the vision and creativity of Neptune now in the sign of Aries. It makes this a powerful time to take inspired action. You might find yourself effortlessly like just attracting opportunities, drawing them to you, tapping into artistic or spiritual pursuits, or feeling more in sync with your passions. Trust your intuition at this time because Mars is fueling your confidence while Neptune is creating these subtle waves of insights. It's allowing you to move forward and find the clarity. This is going to be an ideal moment to blend creativity, leadership, whether it's through public speaking or performing or launching a new project. If you have been waiting for the right moment, the right time to take action with an inspired idea, this is going to be it. It's going to be stepping forward with like heart and vision, with the courage to bring your dreams to life. And then on April 23rd, we're going to have the sun in the sign of Taurus squaring. Remember, squares are these hard aspects that force us to make a change. Pluto and Aquarius. This is kind of like a clash between stability and transformation. This is going to be a powerful, like tension-filled transit that stirs the deep transformation and a struggle between where we find comfort and the push for change. The sun in Taurus, it really craves stability. It wants everything to be slow and steady. And the struggle between, I have to now move. It's about predictability. Pluto and Aquarius pushes us for reinvention, upheaval, breaking away from outdated systems. This creates friction around topics of your finances, self-worth. This can be authority dynamics. This can be about your own personal control over things. You might feel this strong urge to hold on to what makes you feel safe and secure. And yet there's this deeper part of you that knows that change is going to be inevitable, that it's having to move forward, having to release, let go of those fears. Power struggles, whether they're within relationships or career or within your own self, they can now surface, and especially where there's resistance of letting go of the old in order to make space or make way for the new. There can be these sudden disruptions within material or emotional security that can now come up, but they're here to serve as a catalyst, bringing about necessary growth. So instead of resisting, I'm encouraging you to embrace this transformation that's literally unfolding like one page at a time, because true power comes from redefining what does stability mean to you and allowing for this evolution to now take its course. On April 26th, we're now going to have Mars in Leo. This is the opposition with Pluto and Aquarius. This is literally like the final showdown. And so this is probably the most intense transit of this month. And it's going to be this final chapter within this power struggle that began in early November of 2024. It resurfaced again in January of 2025. And so now it's reaching the dramatic conclusion. Mars in Leo, it's very bold. It's determined. It is fiercely individualistic. While Pluto in Aquarius, it demands deep collective transformation. It's often through like upheaval or confrontation. This opposition brings these high stake moments and these power struggles and this battle between your own personal will and the larger forces that are here that are about change. So expect this energy to like manifest the 10 days before and the 10 days that come after this date. It's literally revealing where resistance must be like broken down and where true strength it lies. This is not just another tense aspect. This is the grand finale of the months long Pluto Mars showdown. It's urging you to step fully within your power, without fear. If something in your life has literally been building you towards this breaking point, whether it's leadership or relationships or your own personal ambition, this is the moment that everything is just going to come to a head. There could be a look at change is no longer going to be the option. It's going to be the necessity. I always say, I cannot not. And so it's the push that you have to embrace the transformation. You have to release what no longer serves you. You have to move forward with this unwavering courage. This is going to be your moment. So you're going to need to make it count. And then literally on April 27th, so we're just like boom, boom, boom. Everything is like layers. We're going to have a new moon in Taurus that brings about grounding amidst all of this transformation. The new moon is going to be at 7 degrees of Taurus. And so this offers this fresh start in these areas of stability, security, material wealth, all of these topics. Taurus is a sign that values simplicity, comfort, connection, wanting to be connected to our physical world. It makes this lunation a really ideal time to set your intentions around self-worth, financial growth, a personal fulfillment. This will be the first lunation that we can actually set intentions because it's after the eclipses. And so this is going to be a moment to slow down, to savor life's simple pleasures, to reconnect with nature, go for that walk, to cultivate what truly brings you peace and stability. Now, this new moon doesn't come without tension because it forms this square to both Mars and Pluto just days after this intense opposition. This adds to the undercurrent of frustration, of urgency, of deep transformation, of I have to move forward. I have to create something that is stable from the chaos. Remember that Taurus prefers steady, patient approach. The lingering influence of this Mars and Pluto, it's pushing us towards action, forcing us to confront our fears. It's about a patient approach, and the lingering influence of Mars is saying, I have to look past these power struggles. These obstacles, they're going to arise, but they serve as a motivation. It's pushing us to break through the resistance and redefine what does security and success truly mean to me, to you. This is going to be a time that you're going to be able to look at things and say, I need to be able to commit to my long-term goals that align with both stability and growth amidst all of these changes, whether it's your financial plan, a change in lifestyle, a deeper sense of self-worth. This new moon is encouraging you to now lay the foundation for your own future while embracing the necessary transformations. I have to lay the transformation, but still remain flexible because still things are still unfolding. So offerings this month for a private consultation, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. You can sign up for my newsletter to find more about my happenings. There will be a link down below. If you're interested in a community with like-minded individuals where we learn, we share, we connect, we grow, check out my Patreon using the link below. I have a special for all Taurus. Use Taurus 10 at checkout for a special code for this limited time discount. And additionally, I offer live astrology consultations every other Tuesday right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can reserve your spot and get in the queue using the link below. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you and to help you navigate your unique journey. So let's dive in. So for Aries, April is going to be bringing you this month of breakthroughs, of healing, and of these power shifts. April 2025, it brings a mix of stability, of transformation, of decisive action as these key planetary transits. They're going to highlight your first house of who you are, your relationship, your career, your personal empowerment. With these major alignments, they're affecting all of these houses. This month is about claiming your strength and releasing the past. It's you forging this new path forward. I want to start with April 4th. So you're going to have Uranus at the center of these breakthroughs with emotional endurance. You're going to have Saturn in Pisces, Remember that this is in your first house of your identity, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Uranus and Taurus. And so Uranus is in your second house. So we're bringing about these topics of who you are, your first house of identity, and Uranus is about breakthroughs, freedom, liberation in your career sector, in not your career, in your financial, my money, my cash, my property, my resources, of what do I need for security. It's also Mars is in Cancer, and this is in your home sector, and it is in a harmonious aspect with Saturn in Pisces. And so let's talk about all of this. April 4th is going to bring you like all four of these transits about this energy is, how do I build something that lasts without reckless change. I love it that Saturn in your 12th house, it wants you to connect with your second house of your cash or property. This is going to be an ideal time for you to stabilize your financial future. It's you taking practical steps, but innovative steps in order to create stability. You might experience breakthroughs within money or self-worth or in your own personal values, but they require the long-term discipline and patience of short, middle, and long-term goals. Having Mars in your fourth house of home and family and like traditions and emotional security, having it be in a harmonious aspect with Saturn, it is an ideal time for emotional resilience. It's Mars here is truly saying this is going to be a time of emotional resiliency for you, of healing old wounds. This could have to do with connecting with parents, grandparents, or anybody that lives within the home, or children. It's establishing a solid foundation and a strategy to handle new things as they come up wisely. Having Uranus here at the apex of everything that's going on means that change is definitely coming, but it's slow, it's purposeful, it is going to be deeply rooted with wisdom and knowledge. The opportunities come from financial growth through disciplined innovation. This is also emotional and ancestral healing. I love having Mars here finally saying, let's move forward with some things. We've spent a lot of time in the family sector. And so the challenge comes from fear of stepping out of your own comfort zone. I'm going to encourage you to make small strategic moves towards financial security, of inner healing. Trust that stability and transformation can coexist together during this time. Next, I want to move to April 7th. So on April 7th, we're finally going to have Mercury now stationing direct. And that is a blessing, and we're going to have this progress finally move forward. After like a confusing retrograde period, Mercury in your 12th house is like stationing direct, and it's clearing up any misunderstandings. It's releasing fears. The 12th house is the house of isolation. It's the house of spiritual retreats. It's the house of hidden enemies. It's the house of karmic debts and healing and renewing. And so it's releasing yourself from these things and clearing up delays, self-doubt, all of those topics. If you have felt uncertain about dreams, intuition, your connection to the spiritual realm, any of these decisions, there can now have this mental clarity and this forward momentum, moving you forward with understanding dreams, understanding the symbolism of how things, like what things meant to you. Your communication with where you are and the spiritual realm can now improve, especially within your own personal healing, your own self-expression, your own communication style. Since Mercury ruled the last eclipse that we had, this is going to be a powerful moment of a reset where the lessons that you learned during this retrograde, you can now apply them and move them forward. Mercury rules over your third house of communication and your sixth house of day-to-day habits and nurturing and caring for yourself. And so this is, how do I put into play self-care for myself? How do I articulate that with other people? The opportunity is a fresh start within communication. It's with self-confidence. It's within decision-making. The challenge can be you might need to revisit or clarify misunderstandings that you've had from the past few weeks. I would encourage you to move forward with confidence. Your mind is going to be now sharp. It's going to be connected to your intuition, to your dreams, to your gut instinct of like what it's telling you, and you're going to be able to not just see things clearly, but like literally when your eyes are closed, see things clearly with the energy. Next, on April 12th, we're going to have Venus now stationed direct, and we're going to have Chiron conjunct. So let's just start with Venus. We have Venus moving direct, and Venus is in your 12th house. And we're going to have a Chiron conjunction with the Sun, and we're also going to have this full moon. So I want to break this down like one step at a time here. So Venus stationing direct in your 12th house. Like your 12th house is highly activated. And so this is the house of self-healing, of going within, of your bringing in topics of relationships and finances and self-worth within your own personal, like your dreams, intuition, your psychic ability. Having Venus now move direct, it's healing your own inner world, your private inner world. It's about where you have connected to the divine, to spirit, and other dimensions. You've experienced solitude and these mystical experiences, and now it's an opportunity to move forward with a better understanding of a connection to source. Now, you do have Sun conjunct Chiron in your first house. So the deep healing has everything to do with you, your mind, your body, your spirit. It's about an identity transformation. If relationships have like left you feeling uncertain, or financial matters were like left in limbo, this shift is going to bring a lot of clarity and resolution, because the 12th house with Venus being direct is where your hidden emotions have been, or past wounds, or these subconscious patterns of what love and money, like the broken record, it's starting to now release and let go. It's about healing. Having the Sun and Chiron conjunction in your first house, it highlights the deep insecurities, the self-doubt, the wounds around your own personal identity. But instead of feeling powerless, this transit offers the strength to heal, to reclaim your confidence. The opportunities are emotional healing, clarity and love and money, self-love, and security, and with renewed confidence. The challenge is about being vulnerable, of old wounds, about feeling that they are exposed before they actually heal. I'm going to encourage you to have self-compassion, because that's going to be the key. Don't let your past wounds, or what people have thought about you, or have vocalized about you, or how you think that they think about you, define you. Use them to grow stronger. Now, we also have this full moon. Remember, the first house is you, so the 12th house is you with other people. And so a full moon in your 7th house, it's going to be at 23 degrees of Libra. It's going to be this relationship turning point. This full moon within the 7th house represents relationships being both personal and collaborative. And so since it is opposing Chiron and the Sun, it's deeply connected to the wound within your first house. It signals this major shift that can, within how do you relate to others. This lunation is going to illuminate the wounds that you have that are related to not just your self-worth, but within partnerships and in fairness and in relationships. Things will be illuminated, uncovered, revealed. If a relationship has felt unbalanced, expect clarity at this time about whether it's worth keeping or whether it's just going to be time to walk away. Some relationships can end naturally, and others, there will need to be hard boundaries. Remember, this is also the house of clients and connections to others, so maybe they no longer need your service. And so if you feel like your needs have been neglected, or if you've neglected your own needs in order to maintain the peace within relationships and partnerships, this full moon is really going to ask you, are you sacrificing too much of yourself? There can be these old emotional pains that resurface, but this is going to be a chance for you to heal them in order for you to move forward with greater self-awareness. The opportunities can also come within healing within relationships or partnerships, reclaiming your own self-worth, setting these healthier boundaries with other people. The challenge comes from, I have to let go of some of these relationships that no longer align with my growth. I'm going to encourage you to honor what your needs are. True relationships that support you, that do not diminish your personal growth. Next, I want to look at April 19th. So on April 19th, we're now going to have Mars in Leo, and Mars is going to be in a harmonious aspect with Neptune in Aries. Okay, so this is about inspired action. Mars wants to initiate, it wants to go after, and Neptune is this dreamy, but it's magnetic energy. And so we're bringing in topics of creativity and romance and passion. It's all going to be activated all at the same time. Having Mars in your 5th house of creativity, joy, pleasure, lovers, it harmonizes with Neptune that's in your 1st house of your own identity. It fuels inspired action. They're both in fire signs. It's about bold self-expression, artistic, or your own spiritual pursuits. You might attract opportunities within creativity or romance or possible leadership roles. It's, what do I want to initiate? It's you trusting your intuition. Neptune dreams it, sees it, feels it. And so this is going to be a perfect transit for stepping into your own authentic self and pursuing what do you love. The opportunities are spiritual and romantic and artistic breakthroughs. I love this. The challenge can be dreaming too big and not taking the action that can manifest from this transit. I'm encouraging you to align your passions with purpose. Trust your instincts and definitely go after what excites you. Then we move to April 23rd. So on April 23rd, we're going to have the Sun in Taurus, and it's going to be in a square with Pluto. Now, squares, remember, always bring tension points. And so this is this clash between forces. The sun in your 2nd house is your money, your resources, your self-worth, and it's clashing with your community, your future goals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. And so you can feel torn between playing it safe financially or embracing this new path that might come from these connections that you have with other people. There can be authority conflicts or this tension over your own personal power, your own personal values versus what other people, the collective expectations of what they want from you that can now surface. Squares always bring a tension point in order to force a change. And so authority conflicts or this tension can now surface in order to give you this opportunity to truly redefine your own financial security, empowering yourself through transformation, because that's the push. The challenge comes from a fear of losing stability while making these necessary changes. I'm going to encourage you to embrace this shift, because true security comes from adapting and not resisting. As we move forward just a couple of days to April 26th. So on April 26th, now we're going to have Mars opposite of Pluto. And so this has been going on for a while. This is going to be the third. This is about power struggles, major endings. Mars in Leo in your fifth house. It's what you want to do. It's your creative self-expression. It's lovers, it's children, and it's opposing Pluto in your 11th house. And so it's creative versus collective, your personal desires, your passion projects, your self-expression. It's now going to like come head to head with group expectations or friendships or societal like structures. This is going to be a breaking point in something that's been a long-term conflict, and it's something that's been building since late 2024, and it's now going to reach the climax. There can be power struggles, there can be leadership battles. There can be this deep urge to, I have to break free from these old constraints, that it's going to be strong. The opportunity is that you need to stand in your own power, your own personal power, breaking free from these outdated limitations that can be put upon you. The challenge is facing this opposition or facing this resistance, because this is the do or die. This is like now or never, and it'll push you to make that change. I'm encouraging you to stay true to your passions. This is going to be a test of willpower, knowing that this is going to occur. And on the very next day, you're now going to have this new moon. So we have a new moon right here in your second house. So the energy is layering and building. So you're having a new moon in your second house, which offers grounding amidst all of this change. There can be new beginnings in finances, self-worth, and stability. But if you look at this, this is like the apex. This new moon in your second house is saying, I need to lay these strong foundations for my own personal security. I have to think about myself. There can be this fresh financial change that begins, but patience is going to be needed because Taurus energy likes to move steadily, quickly. If you notice, this is the apex of what's going on. It's a T-square. And so there's going to be a new financial chapter that's going to begin, but patience is going to be needed. And it's going to include your self-worth, what you need for security. I would set goals for your long-term stability, focus on creating these practical financial planning and self-worth for yourself. The opportunity is going to be these new beginnings that are going to come from skill set, your talents, money, resources, increased confidence. The challenges, this is a T-square, and this is going to be a slow building process. This is like these things that have been going on. This is the culmination, and this is the make it or break it. And it's, I have to do this. And the apex is the new moon starts something new, starts something fresh from this. You having to say, I have to focus on my own long-term security, not just my immediate gains. And so Aries, for you, this is going to be a month. April's going to be this month of deep transformation. It's of healing. It's going to be of power, you reclaiming your power. You are stepping into your strength. Embrace these changes. Trust the resilience that you have, and build your confidence towards a more empowered future. A mantra can be, I trust in my power of transformation to heal and to create my best life. So Aries, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is because of your energy that fuels this journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule at willowgracemystic.com. So for Taurus, April 2025 is going to be a month of breakthroughs, of growth, and of self-discovery for you. It's a month of transformation within your financial shifts, these personal empowerment, relationship healing with Uranus and the Sun and Mars and Pluto making all these changes. The universe is saying it's time for you to evolve, but in a grounded, strategic way. And so I want to start with April 4th first. So on April 4th, we're going to have Uranus in Taurus, And this is all about you. First house is your identity, the way you look, the way you act, things that you want to launch. And it's in a harmonious aspect with Saturn in Pisces and with Mars in Cancer. So we have these three areas of your life all working together, and the apex is going to be Uranus and Taurus in your first house of identity. So we know that this alignment is blending the structure that comes from Saturn in your hopes and dreams and goals sector, and with Uranus offering this powerful opportunity to create these lasting changes within your own personal identity, within your own social circles. Like, what do you want to culminate? What do you want to launch? Where do you want to go? It's all about you. Having Uranus here in your house of personal identity, it's encouraging you to take these bold, authentic, self-expression actions. You're not who you were last year. And this transit is helping to integrate the new you with a supportive community, having Saturn in Pisces. Now, Mars in your third house, this is the house of communication, learning, your day-to-day interactions. It's trining Saturn, and it's focusing on what are your long-term goals, who can you network with. It's social contracts, social networks. It's giving you the discipline and the clarity within your day-to-day conversations, within your contracts and your networking efforts. It's bringing it together to help you find a new tribe for you. The opportunities come from you redefining your own personal brand, your goals, your long-term vision of who do you want to be, how do you want to be seen. It's also about strengthening your relationships within these supportive groups. The 11th house is all types of groups. It's peers, shared creativity, social circles, it's work groups. It's where we connect and collaborate with other people for either a specific cause or for our job. And so there can be progress within your career or financial goals that are met through strategic networking. The challenge comes from how do you navigate these unexpected shifts within your own appearance, your reputation, and in your own identity. It's possibly you letting go of friendships or affiliations that just no longer align with your path. I'm encouraging you to step into the next phase of your life with confidence. This is going to be a serious turning point for long-term success for you. As we move to April 7th, we're now looking at Mercury stationing direct. I love this because Mercury is now going to bring clarity. Mercury has had you going back and forth. Mercury moving forward is giving you this opportunity to bring mental clarity or resolution to any misunderstandings and this forward momentum within the people that you network with or collaborate with. If you have felt really foggy or unclear about your next steps, or there was miscommunication with people that you are working with, this shift is going to help you process and clear up and release any of your fears or to correct the misunderstandings. If you've been working with something or with somebody or within groups or networks, this is going to be able to bring a finality to it. It's a culmination to, like, it could be group projects, or it could be where you are within those groups. The opportunities is bring about mental clarity. I love this, and it's improved moving forward. Like, these are my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, my goals, and this is the plan that I have to make in order to get there. The challenge is, how do I let go of? This could be old groups, old networks, letting go of a dream that you thought that you wanted, but it just no longer resonates with you. This will be a time of you trusting your own inner thoughts, your own inner wisdom. Your intuition is definitely going to be sharpening for this. As we move towards April 12th, we're going to have a few things going on at the same time. So on April 12th, we're now going to have Venus stationing direct. Venus, your chart ruler, always important to follow. Where is that pretty girl? And so we're going to have Venus moving forward, and we're going to have Sun conjunct Chiron and we're going to have a full moon, but I want to take it in stages for this. Venus stationing direct in your 11th house. I love this because it's about relationships and finances and your friendships, and they're now going to regain momentum. This has been a long period of reassessment, and so having the Sun conjunct Chiron in your 12th house, it's an opportunity for deep healing of past wounds, of your subconscious fears. Venus moving forward helps to clear up the confusion that was within friendships and money matters and these group dynamics. And if it's like, I now can move forward with how I feel about that person, how I feel about this group, it's going to literally be an opportunity for you to reconnect with old friends or joining new groups that are just more aligned with your community, your networking, your tribe. It's you finding the right people. There can be this major healing moment or releasing the past wounds by moving forward and feeling stronger because of this. The challenge is of feeling vulnerable because it's having to face your fears. It's having to face your wounds. Healing happens in layers. So this will be a time that you're going to need to be gentle with yourself. You're going to truly see who aligns with you and how does it affect your mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being. Because at the same time, we're going to have this full moon in the sign of Libra. Now, this is at 23 degrees in your 6th house. This is, I need to balance my work and my life. I need a relationship realignment, basically. This full moon will bring major realizations about your work-life balance, about your routines, about your own physical and mental and spiritual well-being. If you've been overworked, if you've been neglecting your health, or this lunation can really push you to realign with what are your priorities. It literally will reveal the things that are not making you feel good about yourself. Since the Sun is conjunct with Chiron in your 12th house, this is when you realize that maybe your subconscious fears or your past traumas, they could be affecting your day-to-day habits. And so it's about clarity. It's about that aha moment of, oh, I get it. This is what has been bringing me down, or this is what makes me feel this way. The opportunity comes with finding more balance within work and your health routines. It's uncovering those secrets that are like been below the surface. The challenge is feeling burned out or just emotionally drained. I'm encouraging you to prioritize self-care because your body will send you the messages that you just have to tune in and hear and know in which direction you need to move. So then as we move towards April 19th, we're now going to look at Mars in Leo. And I like this one because we're going to have Mars and it's going to be in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. And so this is the good news that comes from. And so this activates your home, security, your emotional foundation. But Mars in Leo, it really boosts your confidence. It's leadership. It's bold action within your home, within your family, within your emotional world. And so Neptune in Aries in your 12th house, it adds intuition. It adds creativity, dreams, intuition, psychic ability, tapping into the spiritual realm, your ancestors, your divine, your higher power. This makes a really great time for you to do spiritual work, artistic projects, and to gain these deep emotional insights, to gain the clarity. And so the opportunity is of healing family matters with grace and with strength. The challenge comes from the emotions because they feel strong, they feel overwhelming. It's like having to relive some things in order to recover and heal from some things. I encourage you to use this time for deep emotional healing and possibly search out like creative work or a creative outlet from this. As we move towards April 23rd, we're now going to have the Sun in Taurus And the sun, this is in your first house. So we know this is still about you. And it's going to be with a square with Pluto. Remember, squares, they bring tension points. It's a right angle. It's 90 degrees. So this is a power struggle between stability and transformation. Something that has to do with your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy. And literally, it's about you. And so the sun in Taurus in your first house is about your self-image, squaring Pluto and Aquarius, something that has to do with your reputation, authority figures, authority demands, like things. This creates this tug of war between your own personal comfort and your career evolution. And so there can be a career shift, there can be an authority conflict, there can be a personal identity change that might demand your attention. The opportunities that can come from a square is a career transformation, because it's you stepping into an authentic leadership role. The challenge is I have to let go of outdated career goals or outdated beliefs. Or let go of responsibilities that I no longer want to be in charge of. The advice I give you is to stay open to your career evolution, because it's happening for your best and highest growth. As we move forward just a few days to the 26th, we're now going to have this Mars opposite Pluto. And so this is hard. We are still talking about your career, your job, your responsibility, and it's still within creating this T-square with the sun, with who you are, your identity. Having this power struggle, this will be a major turning point, because it's within family, career matters. It's like layering this tension. This will be the breaking point. Remember that this is the third time that this has happened. And so the first was in November, and then January. And so this is a power struggle within work, within family. It's demanding that you now have to take a stand. If something is no longer sustainable, this is going to be the transit that forces you to make the decision. The sun is the apex. The sun in your first house is literally all about you. The opportunity comes from you reclaiming your own personal power. The challenge is I have to let go of control patterns, letting go of what I cannot control and embracing what I can. I encourage you to stand firm within your truth. Change is going to be inevitable, and the apex being the sun in your first house is going to definitely change you, and you can be in charge of some of that change. Now, on the very next day, we're going to have the sun and the moon conjunct together, which creates this new moon. And so think of this as a personal rebirth. Remember, this is the apex of. And so it's pointing to where things have to come out of. And so it's a fresh start within your identity, your self-expression, your growth. This new moon is going to mark this time of a brand new beginning within your own personal journey. How you see yourself, how other people see you, how do you move forward in life? You might feel ready to redefine your own personal style, to make these big decisions, or start a major new project. While we have this lingering Mars-Pluto opposition here, it's pushing for deep transformation. It's still going to be unfolding. The new moon helps anchor you in your truth of it will change you. Take control of the change. And so the opportunity is a full identity reset that comes from this. And remember, this has been building. The challenge is I have to let go of these outdated self-perceptions that I have of myself. And this is stepping into your authentic power. This is going to be your fresh start. April for you is going to be this month of deep transformation for career, of identity, self reinvention. And so it's about trusting the process, because change is happening, and it's you aligning yourself with your highest path. The universe is putting all these obstacles in your way to force you to align with what's in your best and highest good. A mantra can be, I embrace my evolution with strength, with wisdom, and to trust my journey. So Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and to continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. And so if you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Gemini, 2025, April of 2025 is just going to be this month of hidden transformations, these career shifts, and of bold expression for you. It brings deep inner shifts because it's moving with Uranus in your 12th house. It's the center of April's energy for you with these spiritual breakthroughs, these hidden truths that are going to emerge or be revealed, and the release of karma or your past burdens. I want to start with April 4th. So on April 4th, it's about breakthroughs, stability, and your emotional strength because you have Uranus in your 12th house, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Saturn in your career sector and with Mars in Cancer. And so there's this triad going on with Uranus being the apex. And so this is a pivotal transit for career progress or financial stability. Having Mars move forward in your second house is my self-worth, my cash, my resources, my skill set, my values, my opinions. And this is also subconscious breakthroughs. And so Uranus in your 12th house, it reveals these hidden matters, these subconscious endings, and it encourages breaking free of old limitations, of whether you're holding on to outdated beliefs. This is the time to release and evolve. This can be the broken record of what other people have told you about yourself or what you believe about yourself. And this is exploring who you really are, growth and change. Having Saturn in your 10th house of career, of public reputation, it's the top of your chart where people look up to you, or you're the authority figure, or authority figures look down on you, look at you. And so this ensures that your career growth is going to be steady. It's going to be structured. I would expect practical but innovative advancements within your own professional life that comes from this. Having Mars in your second house of your money, your skill set, your talents, in a trine with Saturn, it strengthens your financial discipline. It allows you to make these smart investments that can solidify your long-term plans. The opportunities that can come from this planet, the opportunities that come from this transit are career stability, strategic innovation, releasing these fears, these subconscious fears about what is growth, and stepping into your own professional power. I love it for the long-term financial growth through practical planning. The challenge is I have to let go of my fears or past emotional baggage, and that can be hard. It's breaking of that karmic cycle, balancing work stability with your personal spiritual growth. I encourage you to trust in a slow and steady career transformation because patience is going to bring you progress and success. As we move to April 7th, just a few days later, we're now going to have Mercury stationing direct. Mercury is always important for you to follow because Mercury is your chart ruler. Whenever it stations retrograde, it retrogrades with themes of you, your identity, and your home, your family, your foundation. Now, it was the ruler of this last eclipse on the 14th of March. So your ruling planet stationing direct, it brings clarity within friendships, within networking, your future goals, what you want to do for your job, your reputation. If there's been miscommunication within a project or confusion within things that you have wanted to do, now things are going to now start to clear up. Your networking efforts are going to gain momentum. This is going to be a great time for you to look at just not only your public, like your ambition about where you want to go. It's your social status. It's your responsibilities of what I am in charge of and how do I balance my home and my career. I love that Mercury is now going to be moving forward in your career sector, because it's an opportunity to gain clarity within your job, your reputation, your legacy, projects that you have been working on, things that you want to be known for, your reputation, your legacy. The challenge comes from clearing up the miscommunication, the email, the phone, the text, of these expressions of things that need to align with your future. I'm encouraging you to definitely speak your truth, reconnect with the people that are going to support you with this, because it's in the sign of Pisces. It's your tribe supporting, or you being in charge of a tribe. As we move towards April 12th, we're now going to have a few things happen all at the same time. So we're going to have Venus stationing direct. Absolutely loving this, because Venus is in your career sector. Like, all of this is happening at the top of your chart, really saying that this is going to be the focus, not just for now, but for the next 18 months. Venus stationing direct in your career, in your financial sector, it brings this clarity. And so we also have the Sun conjunct Chiron, and we're going to have a full moon. And so I want to break it down in like sections. Venus moving forward within your career sector means any stalled projects, promotions, or financial negotiations, they're now going to like regain traction, because you had Mercury now say, no, that email wasn't sent, or there was misunderstanding or miscommunication. Now everything's now going to like move forward. The planets are all stationing direct. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron in your 11th house, it's really going to highlight these wounds that are related to friendship, community involvement, or feeling like you're on the outside looking in. This is going to be a chance to heal and redefine who you are, your social identity within these groups or within these networks. The opportunity is career and financial recovery after this period of uncertainty. There can be healing social dynamics that come from this, or stepping into a more authentic leadership role within these groups or within your networks. The challenge is releasing the insecurities that come from related to friendships or within your community standing. I'm encouraging you to embrace your unique role as within these social groups and within your professional circles, because your authenticity is going to attract the right people to you. Now, we're also having later in the same day, so like this is all happening at the same time, you're going to have a full moon at 23 degrees of Libra. And so this is about creativity, romance, clarity, and it's activating your 5th house. And so this is about this is about projects that you have initiated, or your own self-expression, lovers, children. This full moon is literally illuminating your own personal passion projects, romantic matters for you, creative pursuits. If you're in a romantic relationship or a creative endeavor that has been foggy or unclear, there will be a lot of clarity that comes from this, whether it's worth pursuing or whether you will say, I'm ready to release this, because full moons, they reveal. They give us an opportunity to see things that once were not clear. And so since we have this Sun and Chiron conjunction in your 11th house, there could be a lesson about how do you balance your personal joy with your own social obligations that you have committed to with other people. There's an opportunity for a breakthrough with romance, creativity, self-expression, love, beauty, music. The challenge is going to be emotional vulnerability on your end and self-worth issues that can arise or reveal themselves. I would encourage you to own your creativity, own your vulnerability. Don't let self-doubt hold you back. As we move towards April 19th, we're now going to look at Mars in Leo. I'm liking this because now we have Mars in Leo trining or in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. And so this is activating your house of communication, your communication style, learning, studying, your local connections, making friends. It's in enhancing your persuasive speech, strategic thinking within neighbors, siblings, cousins. Like, it's literally your local community. And having Neptune in Aries, it adds this this visionary energy. Aries wants to initiate, and Neptune is what I dream, what I believe, what I feel. And so this makes this an ideal time for you to pitch your ideas, to write about it, to engage in sharing this information, whether it be in public speaking or whether it be in your groups or your networks. The opportunity is about expressing your bold ideas with clarity that can come from this. Mars wants you to initiate it. And the challenge is overpromising, because Neptune, remember, can be blurry or foggy, or being overly idealistic. I'm encouraging you to balance creativity with realism within your communication style. All right, so let's take a look at April 23rd. So on April 23rd, we're now going to have the Sun in Taurus. So this is now focusing on your 12th house, and it's going to be in a square with Pluto. Now, this is a building of energy. And so the Sun in Taurus square Pluto is this internal and philosophical struggles within beliefs. And because the 12th house is hidden matters, it's about spirituality. The ninth house is higher learning, beliefs, cross-cultural experiences. There's this deep internal transformation that's going on, and it's occurring within your long-held beliefs or in your ideologies or the people that you've connected with. If you have been stuck in limiting beliefs, this transit is really going to force you to have growth and change. It will force you to see outside of your sphere. The Sun in your 12th house, it reveals the hidden truths, or it reveals your subconscious fears. Some of you may experience like this spiritual awakening, like, I love this. Or it can be a psychological breakthrough. I'm looking at this as whenever we have a square, it pushes us to make a change for a revolution or for something to be revealed to us. And so the opportunity is releasing these outdated mindsets in order to expand your wisdom. The challenge can be resistance of change, and it can be you questioning your old beliefs, your old thoughts, your old ideals. This could be from growing up or just what you thought or were taught. I encourage you to trust the transformation because it's leading you to higher wisdom. Now, as we move forward to April 26th, now we're going to add to this theme. We're going to have Mars in Leo oppose Pluto in Aquarius. And if you notice, we're going to have this huge, the Sun is going to be the apex. So know that everything that you're going to be experiencing is still going to be throwing it back to your 12th house of breaking that, of releasing it. Mars opposite Pluto, this is going to be the third time. The first time was in November, then the second time, what was it, January. And it's going to be about high-stake conversations. There could be this intense debate that could challenge your worldview or your communication style or your public stance on an issue. It's, I have to stand up. What does standing up look like? You might feel pressure to conform. This transit can really demand a personal truth to come from within. And so be careful within your power struggles, within your conversations, because Pluto wants to like remove and get rid of. Pluto is power. Mars wants to initiate, and you can't make me do something. And so the opportunity is sharpening your mind through the intellectual challenges. And the challenges, there can be confrontation within debates or within ideological clashes that you have with other people. I encourage you to stay true to your beliefs, but remain open-minded and don't bring yourself to the argument. The very next day, we're going to have a new moon in Taurus. And so the Sun will now be conjunct with the moon. And it's the apex, it's the T-square of whatever is going on here is going to erupt here. So we know that you're going to have this spiritual and psychological rebirth. New moons are fresh starts, clean slates, and new beginnings. And this one comes out of tension. A new moon in your 12th house is about inner healing, it's closure, it's spirituality. And so this new moon is bringing about emotional, spiritual renewal. It's an ideal time to start a meditation practice, or to release these limiting fears, or close a chapter from the past. This could be through counseling, meditation, past life regressions. While we have this Mars, Pluto energy still lingering, it's the hidden truths are coming to the surface. It's embracing what is being revealed. The opportunities come from a deep personal internal reset. This is an emotional and spiritual healing opportunity for you. The challenge is like you're looking at a mirror. You're going to have to face your inner fears and any unresolved emotional baggage that you are carrying. Trust the process for this, because this is going to be a powerful time for you, for closure and for healing. April for you is going to be this transformative month of personal self-expression, of spiritual growth, of career shifts. You are evolving in ways that are about deep internal changes. So I'm encouraging you to embrace the process. A mantra can be, I trust what is unfolding for my journey by embracing the change with wisdom and with courage. And so Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, and for those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Cancer, April 2025 is going to be a month of personal power, of huge career shifts, and of an emotional transformation of who you are. It brings this mix of personal empowerment and these deep transformations of where you are going to be taking charge, where you need to embrace the change and you need to step into this new version of yourself. I want to start with April 4th. So on April 4th, you're going to have Uranus in Taurus. Now, this is in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams and goals. And it's in this harmonious aspect with Mars in Cancer, and it's with Saturn in Pisces. And so both of these planets, the Mars and the Saturn, are pointing towards Uranus. Uranus is like the apex of this gift, this opportunity. And so this alignment, it's really blending action and its discipline and the long-term vision, your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your wishes. It's helping you to truly make steady but significant progress in your life. Having Mars in Cancer in your first house of who you are, your self-image, it gives you this strong drive to take the action, to be bold, to boost your confidence, and to assert what are your own personal needs. And Saturn in your 9th house, it's about higher learning. It's your connection with foreign people, places, and things, and travel, and your belief system. And this is the structure that you can use for your long-term goals. If you've been considering travel or education or expanding your life, your vision, now is going to be the time that you're going to want to lay the solid foundation of short, middle, and long-term goals. Having Uranus in your 11th house of your future goals, of networking, it's really going to shake some things up within your friendships and your aspirations. You might form new alliances, new networks, new groups, and realize that possibly some old connections, they just no longer are a fit for you. And so the opportunities that are going to come from this is you taking on a leadership role within your community or within your social circles, you stepping it up, strengthening your self-discipline in order to achieve the things that you want to do personally and professionally. The challenge is the need to balance your own personal drive with Mars and the patience of the wisdom that Saturn can bring. It's I'm ready to go, I'm ready to initiate, and Saturn is going to say, let's have a plan, let's have a goal. So I'm encouraging you to set realistic goals and to trust that there can be disciplined action that leads to breakthroughs. As we move to April 7th, we're now going to look at Mercury moving direct. I absolutely love this because Mercury has really mucked up like life's direction. Mercury is in a harmonious aspect with Mars in your first house, and it's now going to be moving in a forward direction. Mercury rules over your 12th house of your dreams and your intuition, and Mercury also rules over the way that you communicate, the words that you say. And so Mercury stationing direct, it's going to truly help you to move forward with traveling, with classes, with workshops, with legal matters, with publishing. If you've been waiting for these things to move forward, this is going to be the time that things are now going to gain momentum. There can be definite communication with teachers or with this is the house of publishing and legal matters, and so so this can move these things forward where they were stalled. The challenge is making these decisive choices after a period of uncertainty of where do I move forward. There's going to be an opportunity to gain clarity and to be able to see things that the miscommunications of where things were foggy, like where the universe is sending you. And so I encourage you to definitely speak up for yourself, because this is a great time for you to assert yourself within for legal matters, for publishing, for these people that you're connecting with far and wide. It's in a harmonious aspect to your first house of your identity. I absolutely am excited about this for you. As we move to April 12th, we are now going to have a couple of things all happen at the same time. We're going to have Venus station direct. I love this for you. Again, it's in your ninth house, but this is in a harmonious water sign house for you. And so Venus direct is a new direction or a breakthrough within your beliefs or education or travel. Now, having the Sun conjunct Chiron is also happening at the same time. So Sun conjunct Chiron within your 10th house. The 10th house is where people look up to you as a boss, or whether authority figures look at you. And so this is healing around wounds of you stepping into yourself as an authority figure. If career or public reputation or recognition has really felt uncertain for you, now you can expect this boost of confidence and a direction. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron in your 10th house, it's asking you, are you ready to embrace a leadership role? Are you ready to step into it, even if you feel unqualified? The opportunity is career breakthroughs. It's healing your past professional disappointments. The challenge is feeling vulnerable or feeling exposed within career-related matters. I would encourage you to know that your experience is valuable, and you need to own your own expertise. Now, on the same day, we're going to have this full moon. So again, we're leading up to all of this. The full moon is going to be in your 4th house of home at 23 degrees of Libra. And it's about, it's illuminating a culmination of family matters. You might decide to move or to renovate or to shift the family dynamics. Chiron's influence here, it brings about these healing conversations with your parents or with your loved ones, people that are within your home base. And so the opportunity can be a breakthrough in your family relationships, and that brings about emotional security for you. The challenge is feeling emotionally raw or nostalgic. Remember, you are ruled by the moon. You feel everybody's everything. And so I'm encouraging you to let go of these emotional burdens that just no longer serve you. Then I want to move towards April 19th. So on April 19th, we're now going to have Mars in Leo in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. Again, we're still talking about your career, your job, your responsibilities, your legacy that you want to leave behind. And Mars is in your 2nd house of your skill set, your cash, your property, your money, your self-worth. And so this is a beautiful, harmonious aspect saying, this is the direction. And so it's really saying, I need to create an opportunity to pursue my creative income sources. You might feel inspired to start a business or to monetize your skill sets or to negotiate better financial terms for your job. The opportunity from this is you turning your passion into like financial success. I love this because it's saying, I'm going to work with you. What do you dream? What do you believe? Let's make this happen. The challenge is avoiding overpromising. Remember, Neptune can be a little nebulous and foggy and unclear. It's making these financial commitments with wishful thinking and not having a solid grounding facts. I would encourage you to definitely trust your intuition, but ground your decisions in reality. As we move to the 23rd, on April 23rd, we're now going to have several things start to all speed up and happen. We're going to have the sun in Taurus. And so the sun is now moving into your house of dreams and goals and people that you are connected with or that you collaborate with. And so it's going to be in a square with Pluto. Now, this is like a building of energy. This is including having Pluto in your 8th house is your shared resources. It's the house of birth, death, rebirth, and transformation. And a square is this tense point of, I have to do this in order to move forward with this. And so this is this could be a financial or trusted related issue that could be with a family member or a friendship, a group project. This could be with a partner. And so this is a topic that things are going to now square off. This could be money coming to you, or where you have your money, or your remember the 8th house is what I am invested with other people. And this could be money, resources, or debt. You might feel pressure to support someone financially or to deal with these power dynamics within your own social circle. And so the opportunity is, I have to let go of these one-sided friendships. And I also need to release this financial burden. I need to own my part. They need to own their part. The challenge is, how do I navigate the group dynamics or within these shared resources? What does that look like? I'm encouraging you to stay true to your own values. Don't let other people control your financial decisions. Now, as we move forward on to April 26th, this is going to be the 3rd and final Mars opposite Pluto. And I want to show you that this is where the apex is. Like the sun, you, is going to be the outlet of. So this is not just a one-sided thing. Having Mars opposite Pluto, it's a power struggle. It's your 2nd house of money and cash and self-worth and resources and debts and deep transformation and the opportunity for healing. So there can be this financial reckoning. You might have you might have to assert your own financial independence, or you might have to deal with a power imbalance within money matters, that either with a friend or somebody that you partnered with, or family member, or within a business partner or an ex. There, let's throw in that. And so Pluto in your 8th house, it really highlights your past debts, your emotional entanglements that you have with other people. It's your financial commitments that need a resolution, and literally it's like smacking you in the face. And so the opportunity is a gaining of financial independence and self-empowerment. The challenge is there can be power struggles that include money or intimacy or sex or shared resources. I encourage you to stand firm. This is all about claiming your worth and setting your healthy boundaries around this. Now, follow me on this, because the very next day we're going to have a new moon. So now we still have this going on, and it's getting stronger. And the new direction is the new moon, where new moons are fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings. You are ruled by the moon. And so this is in your house of networking, friendships, goals, your long-term aspirations. This new moon is about setting these bold intentions about what do you want for your personal future. With this new moon here, it's having this Mars-Pluto tension that's still lingering, and it's saying, I need to reevaluate certain friendships, certain long-term goals. I need to, it becomes about power struggles. And so the opportunity is new alliances, group collaborations, visionary planning. The challenge is I have to be able to let go. I have to be able to release these old goals. I wanted this, it's no longer viable, and because it no longer aligns with where I'm at now. Things have changed for you. And so the advice I give you is to just set these new goals that are based on your evolving self. Know that April is going to be this transformative month for you of personal confidence, of career breakthroughs and financial independence. By you standing in your power and making these wise decisions, you are literally laying the foundation for long-term success. A mantra can be, I trust in my strength, I'm going to honor my boundaries, and I'm going to welcome the transformation that's now unfolding in my life. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support this channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Leo, April 2025 for you is going to be this month of career transformation, of power moves, of relationship shifts. April has this impact month for you because you have Uranus up at the top of your chart. Mars is going to be moving into, it's in your 12th house. It's going to be eventually moving into your first house. And so having Pluto in your 7th house of relationship brings these deep transformation opportunities, and you stepping into a period of major growth and empowerment. I want to start off with April 4th. So on April 4th, we're going to have Uranus in Taurus. That's, again, the top of your chart, your career, your job, your reputation, your personal power. And it's going to be in a harmonious aspect with Saturn. Saturn is in your 8th house of shared resources. It's the house of deep psychological healing. And we also want to bring in Mars. And so having Mars, these two planets are pointing towards Uranus. They're all working in harmony, working together to create a breakthrough for you. The 12th house is the hidden house. It's dreams, intuition, psychic ability. And so this transit is blending the innovation, the structure. It's helping you step into you being an authority figure within your career, you managing the deep and emotional and financial shifts that can come from working from a space of fear or removing that fear, or the 8th house is where we share resources or we are invested with other people. So having Saturn here, Saturn in this house, it really pushes for helping you to build long-term financial security and stability in the people that you invest with and the things that you invest in, while urging you to release these deep-seated fears around power struggles. Having Mars in your 12th house is the house of our personal unconscious. And so Uranus in your 10th house of career, reputation, legacy, it's really shaking things up. It's about unexpected opportunities within your career or the legacy that you want to leave that can now emerge. Opportunities can be stepping into a leadership role, or you making these bold moves, following your gut instinct, following your intuition. There can be financial and emotional empowerment by letting go of fears and dependencies. The challenge can come from quick, sudden career shifts that can feel literally destabilizing. So you're going to have to stay adaptable. This could be leaving a job, getting fired from a job, moving up from a job, getting a job. It's balancing your own personal ambition with deeper emotional healing. I'm encouraging you to be proactive, but also be patient. This is going to be a long-term career transformation. Now, as we move towards April 7th, we're now going to shift into Mercury stationing direct. Super excited about that because Mercury, Mercury rules like contracts, negotiations, and travel, and so when it's retrograde, and it was retrograde on the eclipse in March, it brought about a lot of back and forth between all of these topics, and it's in your eighth house of collaboration with other people, shared resources, who you invest in, alimony, debt, child support. And so now you're going to have mental clarity and say, okay, everything that we had worked on before, now we can go back and clear up any of the miscommunications. So if you've been waiting on a decision for a contract, or expecting money it'll now come to you, like things will be able to be cleared up, because it's where do I invest my money? It's also debt, and it's also the eighth house is the house of taboo topics. And so now it's clearing the air on the communication that you've had with other people. And so definitely the challenge can be of owing, or of realizing something about somebody. And I'm encouraging you to embrace that you can now move forward with clarity on things that were stalled before. Your vision is now going to be expanding. Now, as we move towards April 12th, we're now going to have a few things happen all at the same time. We're going to have Venus now stationing direct. Venus is also in your eighth house. This is really important. I mean, Venus was taking things apart in order to restructure them. And so now Venus now moving direct, because she was retrograde for a long time. This is a turning point within intimacy, within trust, within shared finances for you, within your own personal healing. You also have the Sun conjunct Chiron. Now, the sun represents you, Chiron is your wound. And so knowing that this is activating healing wounds that are related to your beliefs, or to travel, or cross-cultural experiencing, or publishing, or legal matters, publishing, education. Venus moving forward in your eighth house is going to help resolve any financial uncertainty, or bring clarity to your emotional entanglements with people. And if there was a relationship or a financial issue that kind of felt uncertain, this shift is really going to bring the resolution, whether through a deeper commitment, or saying it's a time for a release, a let go of a healthy boundary. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron, it's going to highlight topics that push you to say, I have to focus on me and my self-worth. Wounds that are tied to education, or your own personal growth, or your own travel dreams. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to work on healing and expanding your own mindset. It's an opportunity to rebuild trust within relationships or partnerships, and have financial growth come from this. There can be overcoming limiting beliefs around what has been holding you back in order for you to have true expansion. The challenge is you're going to be facing you're going to be facing your past fears around intimacy and money and your personal faith. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron is like looking into a mirror at your worst fears. So my advice is let go of the emotional baggage. What is ahead of you is far better than what you've left behind. Now, on the same day, like we're now building up to it, you're now going to have a full moon in the sign of Libra at 23 degrees, and this is in your third house of communication and contracts, and it's going to reach this climax. So we have themes that are illuminating agreements, learning endeavors, conversations, neighbors, siblings, cousins. If you have been unsure about a contract or a project or an important decision, the answer is truly going to be revealed. Like the full moon, it illuminates things that were once hidden or kept in the dark or secret. They bring about closure and endings. And so since it's opposite of the Sun conjunct Chiron in your ninth house, this full moon is really challenging you to balance your local concerns with your broader aspirations. This is an opportunity for a major breakthrough with writing, with speaking, with learning, with getting your word out into the public. The challenge comes from letting go of your outdated perspectives and being open to new ideas as they unfold. So I encourage you to speak your truth because your words have a lot of power this month. Now, as we move to April 19th, we're now going to look at a harmonious aspect because we're going to have Mars in Leo, and it's going to be in your first house of self, your identity, who you are. I absolutely love this. And so this is in a trine to Neptune in Aries, which is the ruler of Mars. And so it's activating who you are, and it's in your house of expansion. This transit is really pushing you to fuel your confidence, your magnetism, you feeling inspired, you feeling creative, in tune with where is my intuition leading me. And it's going to be a great time for travel, to take risks, to launch something bold, to get what you want out there into the public. Your presence is going to be captivating. People will be able to see you. Use this energy for public speaking or performance or leadership. It's you getting yourself out there. Leo, being bold. The opportunities are increased optimism, charisma, confidence, and leadership potential. Challenges, dreaming big, but lacking the follow through, because that's where the Neptune can become a little bit blurry. So I'm encouraging you definitely take action because your ideas have the power to make an impact. Now, as we move towards the 23rd, on the 23rd of April, we're going to have the Sun in Taurus. And so it's now up at the top of your chart, and it's focused on your career, and it's going to be square with Pluto. Now, this energy is going to be building over the next several days, and it's going to be coming to a climax. So what is starting now is the Sun is focusing on your career, your job, your reputation, your legacy, and it's in a square with if the first house is you, the seventh house is you with everybody else. It's relationship power struggles, business partner, significant other, open enemy, exes, clients. It's personal, but it's also professional. It's collaborative. And so it's all types of who you connect with. And so this transit is really going to bring this tension between your personal ambition and your relationship expectations. If there are power struggles between your career or in partnerships, they're going to come to a head now. It's literally coming face to face with the problem. Squares bring attention to an area of our life that we have to make change. Their purpose is not to make things horrible for us. It's to bring light to an area that we need to experience discomfort. Otherwise, we don't change. And so this is about a major transformation within you being seen, your public life, or your relationship that's now kind of unfolding. And this could mean a new career path, a shift with a business partner, with clients, a redefining moment within your own personal relationship with other people. The opportunities are you stepping into a leadership role while maintaining this relationship balance. The challenge is this conflict between career ambitions and relationship connections or responsibilities that you have with other people. Find a compromise. Success does not have to come at the cost of love. Now, as we move forward to the 26th, on April 26th, you're now going to see that we are in a total opposition here with Mars opposite Pluto. Because Mars is in your first house of your identity, who you are, we know that this has to do with your health, your strength, your personality, your appearance, your mind, your body. It is all about you. And this is the third activation. The first one was that November, December. The next one was in January, and this is the third. And so this is going to be a high stakes moment about your personal will. Something that you want to do is going to clash with other people's external expectations of you. If this is about a business or romantic relationship that's been building in tension, this is going to be the breaking point. Go back to those other Mars-Pluto oppositions because this is the third and final. This is nope, I'm keeping score, and we've tried to make changes, and you are now being asked to claim your own personal power while navigating this intense external demands. And we know that the sun is the apex, you, with being seen as an authority figure, or the legacy or reputation or your career. The opportunities come with you standing in your own personal power without losing key relationships. The challenge comes from confrontations that truly test your patience and your leadership skills and your talents. I encourage you to lead with confidence, but remain adaptable during this, because it's truly, this is a confrontation. Now, the very next day, we're going to have a new moon. Let me put the circles back up on there. So the apex is still going to be the sun and the moon conjunct, starting something new. So new moons always bring fresh start, clean slate, new beginning. So this is an opportunity that has brought itself to you, that now you say, I have to start fresh. This could be with a career, reputation, legacy, responsibilities. This is going to be a new beginning for you with your status, your public image. This new moon is going to mark this powerful career shift for you, that you're going to possibly be taking on a new role. This could be launching a new business or redefining what are your long-term goals or responsibilities that you want to be in charge of. This is going to be a time to set clear expectations and intentions for what brings you long-term success and what will fulfill you. With the lingering Mars-Pluto opposition here, it's still the release point is the new moon. It's about a breakthrough with professional expansion, with public recognition. The challenge is managing these high expectations without burnout. I'm encouraging you to set these long-term goals that align with your own authentic self. April is going to be this powerful month for you of personal empowerment, of career transformation, and relationship evolution. You are stepping into a leadership role, so embrace it with confidence and clarity. A mantra can be, I embrace my power, I trust my vision, and I'm going to lead with courage and wisdom. So Leo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here, because it is your energy that helps fuel this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Virgo, April 2025 is going to be this month of expansion, transformation, and a lot of deep reflection for you. It's going to be a month of personal growth, of deep self-discovery, because you have Uranus still in your 9th house, and it's really shaking up higher learning, cross-cultural experiences, exploration. So this is a period of inviting you to break through with your mindset, with personal healing, and to have this work-life balance. I want to start with the 4th. So on April 4th, we're going to have Uranus in your 9th house, and it's in foreign people, places, and things, cross-cultural experiencing, publishing, teaching, legal matters. It's going to be in a harmonious aspect with Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. All three of these planets are communicating, talking, and sharing ideas together. I absolutely love this, because this is a powerful alignment that blends stability with change. It helps to move you towards your own personal and spiritual growth, redefining what are your relationships. Having Mars in Cancer, this brings up topics of your experiences with other people. It's your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, and it's who do you collaborate with in order to make those things happen. Saturn in Pisces is about partnerships. It's about commitments. It's your relationships. It's providing you the stability within these relationships. It's allowing you to form long, solid connections with other people. And so it's pushing you to have this breakthrough with education or your personal beliefs or spiritual. It's going to be this moment of an awakening that kind of expands your worldview. It's like mind blown of other things that can help and support you. This powerful alignment is really about bringing you a new way to think that shifts your thoughts about life and philosophy. It's strengthening partnerships through structure and commitment. It's about the people that you collaborate with and aligning with the right groups, like finding your tribe, attracting your tribe. And so the challenge is you letting go of an old belief system that you've had or past fears. It's how do I balance my external relationships with the inner work that I'm still doing. I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone, because growth comes from expansion, and it's you having to trust the unknown. This is in a harmonious aspect. Uranus is in a harmonious aspect with your first house of identity. So it's really pushing you to a new you. Now, as we move forward to April 7th, we're now going to be looking at Mercury, your chart ruler, now moving direct. Like, hallelujah for that. So Mercury was retrograde in your partnership sector. It actually started in your 8th and then dipped down into your partnership sector. Whenever Mercury stations retrograde, you not only feel it with yourself, but you feel it with your job, your reputation, your career. And so having Mercury now move forward, everything that has been stalled is now going to clear up. Financial agreements, contracts, negotiations, reaching out to people, and now they're getting the message. And now it's like, remember the 7th house is clients and contracts, and it's negotiation, it's collaboration, it's your personal relationships, and it's professional relationships. And so the opportunity is, yay, you can finally gain this clarity, this financial and emotional connections that I have with other people that I can use for myself and my job. The challenge is, we have to clear out. Remember that Mercury was the chart ruler of the last eclipse in March, and it was stationed retrograde the day of the eclipse. So now we're going to spend the next 2 weeks having to untangle everything that became convoluted. It's basically slow down and figure things out. And so I encourage you to speak honestly, set these clear boundaries, and know that your voice is going to matter. And it's looking over the way that you communicate and who you collaborate with. Now, as we move to April 12th, now, on April 12th, we're going to have a few things happen all at the same time. We're going to have Venus now stationed direct. Super excited about that, because Venus was also retrograde during the eclipse and in your partnership sector. If the first is you, the 7th is you with everybody else. It's romantic partners and it's business partners. And so Venus stationing direct is going to be this turning point within your relationships. We also have Sun conjunct Chiron in your 8th house. So this is about healing of wounds, around trust, around intimacy, around vulnerability. And so, yay, Venus is now going to be moving forward. And so it's going to clear up this relationship confusion. It's like helping Mercury that was retrograde. It's like, I'm going to boost you now. I'm going to start bringing people and places and things together for you. Remember, she wants to bring them together. And so it brings clarity to your commitments, to your contracts, to if there's been uncertainty within love or business partnerships, now you're going to have this resolution unfold. The Sun and Chiron, it's illuminating these deep-seated fears that you have that revolve around trust and power struggles and intimacy and transformation. This is literally this opportunity to heal from past wounds that you have felt betrayed. And so it's a healing opportunity to improve the intimacy that you have with people that are within your closest circle. You finding a balance within partnership after a period of uncertainty. The challenge is you feeling emotionally raw or exposed, like just everything is bare, and having to confront past relationships and fears and financial insecurities. The 8th house is the house of taboo topics, and it's having to have those difficult topics approached and bring them out into the open. So trust is built through honesty, and be open about what are your needs, and to include healthy boundaries. Now, on the same day, a little bit later, you're now going to have this full moon. So do you see how it's like a Dagwood sandwich. It's just like building. And so you've got this full moon in Libra in your second house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, and wanting to have clarity. Full moons, they always reveal. They always show us what we didn't know or see before. They bring culmination and closure. And so this is you having to finalize a financial decision, or receive news about money or your skill set or talents, or this is you looking at things that are most important to you, values, opinions, and looking at it and saying, I need to reassess my self-worth. Like, things have been revealed to me. Since the sun is conjunct Chiron, opposite of, in the house of shared resources, this can be a lesson about valuing yourself in a financial or emotional partnership and making sure that you are a priority, speaking up for yourself. The opportunity comes from gaining financial clarity, this confidence within your self-worth. The challenge comes from, I have to let go of limiting or beliefs that are around money or my skill set or security or my own self-esteem. I'm saying know your worth, know your value, whether it's in relationships, finances, or personal values. Know your value, know your worth. That's been a mantra for me that I am going to continue to live by, and I'm encouraging you to also. All right, so then as we move to the 19th, things are now going to continue to speed up. So now we have Mars in Leo in your 12th house, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. Now, Mars in Leo is in the house of hidden matters for you. It's the house of rest and spirituality and connection to the divine, dreams, ancestors. It's also the house of secrets and prisons and institutions, and it's spiritual retreats. Since this is a harmonious aspect, this is the house of enhancing the inner strength and a time for a deep emotional work and reflection, because it's combining Neptune, that's nebulous, that's very dreamy. The 8th house is the house of deep psychological healing after trauma. And so Neptune in Aries is really going to boost your intuition here. It's going to boost your creativity. It's really saying, I need to pay attention to my dreams. I need to pay attention to that gut instinct, to what I'm hearing from ancestors, guides, to what spirit is telling you, or the hidden messages that you receive. The opportunities come from healing, intuitive breakthroughs, and rest, much needed rest, paying attention to your mind, your body, your spirit. The challenge comes from avoiding burnout or over isolating, just like needing to withdraw to catch your breath. And so I'm encouraging you just to take time to reflect, to recharge. Power comes from inner peace for you. Next, on the 23rd. So as we move through the month, we're now going to have the sun in Taurus, and this is going to be a building energy. The sun in Taurus is going to be in a square with Pluto in Aquarius. This is, how do I find a work-life balance? And so this story is going to continue into the end of the month. You have this major shift with work, with health, with your daily routines here. This is paying attention to your mind, your body, your spirit, and your daily obligations, your job, your responsibilities. And there's this tension between where do you want to go, things that you want to do, publishing things, legal matters. The ninth house is these cross-cultural experiences that we have. It's religion and spirituality and coursework. And so you might feel so stretched between your desire to grow and to travel, to experience things, and your daily obligations, job, responsibilities, the daily grind. And so having Pluto in your 6th house, where it's going to be for the next 20 years, is signaling a need for you to transform your work habits, your diet, your mental health and well-being. It's saying, look, you have to pay attention here, because this is really going to be happening. You have to have a healthy balance. If you don't, your mind, your body, your spirit will definitely let you know. It'll force you to slow down. It's you needing to come up with a better plan for things. And so the opportunity is creating this healthier work-life balance between where you want to go for personal growth and your well-being, alternative healthcare and healing practices. The challenge comes from feeling stuck in the day-to-day grind while wanting to expand. I'm encouraging you to make these small but lasting changes because every step forward counts. Now, as we move forward, I'm going to leave this up there and I'm just going to move the date. So as we move forward to the 26th, now we're going to have this Mars-Pluto opposition full blown, and you can see that the sun is the apex. The sun is the release point. You are. And it's in a harmonious aspect with your first house of identity, but this is a transformation that you're going to have to go through. This is the third and final activation. We've had November, then January, and then now. And so having Mars in your 12th house of your subconscious versus your 6th house of health and work and routine and mind, body, spirit, this transit brings this inner reflection and work-related tension literally to a head. It's something that's deep beneath the surface that is really demanding transformation from you. You might feel a strong need for rest, recovery, but external demands can feel like overwhelming, like things that you have promised or said that you were going to do. You might feel a time that like you've overcommitted, and or that people's expectations or things that you want to do. The opportunity comes from, this is a powerful reset moment for mental, physical, spiritual, physical well-being. Like this is you having to be in tune to your body. The challenge is emotional freaking exhaustion from stress and work burnout. Giving you the heads up, this is coming. This is the third time, and so you should recognize it. My advice is you have to prioritize self-care, mental clarity. Balance is going to be the key for you. Now I'm going to go forward one more day because the story is going to continue to evolve. The very next day, you're going to have a new moon right here. Now, a new moon. New moons are always fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings. A new moon in Virgo is an opportunity to start something new, to learn, to study, to explore, personal growth for you. A new moon is about setting these bold intentions about a personal expansion. And what does this look through? It's about spiritual exploration and connecting and collaborating with other people. Now, with this lingering Mars-Pluto opposition, there's this tension where you can be feeling that you're torn between your responsibilities and what are your dreams. Now, this is going to be a powerful time that you're going to need to set these long-term goals about what do I want to learn? What do I want to experience? What do I want to explore? And so it's an opportunity to start a new adventure, a new chapter, intellectually, spiritually, physically for you. But the fear is you leaving your own comfort zone and having to have this work-life balance. Growth happens outside of the familiar. This is about you trusting to explore these new opportunities that are going to unfold for you. April is just going to be this transformative month for personal growth, for relationship healing, and redefining where do you want your path to move forward. This will be the first moon after the eclipses that you can set intentions. And so it's balancing responsibilities, and expansion is going to be key for you. Trust that the universe is guiding you in the right direction. A mantra can be, I embrace transformation with courage, knowing that my growth is unfolding in perfect alignment with me. So Virgo, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Libra, April 2025 is going to be this month of relationship evolution for you, of deep self-discovery and financial breakthroughs. 2025 is like pushing you for a lot of shifts in your life. You have Uranus in your 8th house of transformation, of shared resources, of deep psychological healing from trauma. And so with Pluto now shifting into your 5th house of children and creativity, it's really pushing you. It's pushing you to say, I need a connection, but it's about power and self-expression. And so I want to start off with April 4th. On April 4th, there will be this breakthrough with emotional and financial stability because you have Uranus as the key, as the center of the cog. And we have Mars in a harmonious aspect pointing towards it and trining Saturn in Pisces. And so these two outer planets are facing into Uranus and saying, let's work together. This transit is really going to blend innovation with structure. It's helping you to make this progress that can be steady within your financial and your emotional security while solidifying your daily work routines, your professional goals. Having Saturn in your day-to-day life area of your chart of finding a balance between home and career, and having Mars in Cancer saying, I have focused a very long time on my career and finding a balance between home and career. What does it look like? Uranus is saying, let's shake some things up within our financial agreements, within our debts, within our intimate relationships. There can be these unexpected shifts that could lead to these new investments or with deeper commitments with people. The 8th house is the house of taboo topics. Like, let's bring it to the surface. Let's talk about it. Like, what does change look like? Saturn is working on your work, your health, your day-to-day living. It's encouraging you to have discipline. It wants you to have structure within your routines. It's ensuring that your long-term habits lead to success. Mars in your career sector, your reputation, it's really enhancing your professional drive, your leadership skills. It's really saying this is really going to be a great time for you to assert yourself at work. And so the opportunities come from strategic financial growth and investment opportunities for you, like shocking, surprising, think outside the box, steady career advancements through persistence and discipline, healing and stabilizing emotional connections within your intimate partnerships. Thank you, Mars in Cancer. The challenge can be, how do I let go of my financial fears or old relationship patterns that I have? And how do I balance my work responsibilities with my emotional and my financial matters? Because it's finding that sweet spot, that balance. I'm encouraging you to set your financial and your career goals with long-term vision, short, middle, and long-term goals. Because stability comes through a strategy. And all right, so let's take a look at April 7th. So on April 7th, we're now going to have Mercury stationing direct. I absolutely love this because Mercury went retrograde at the same day as the eclipse. And so that was really like having us rethink our entire life when it came to balancing home and career. And the 6th house is like, how do I nurture and care for myself? And so having Mercury now move direct, Mercury is now going to say, oh, I can get back to that workout routine. Oh, the doctor's appointment can now clear up, or the chiropractor. It's getting back into or adjusting what you had fallen off track with either diet, or like this could be see a counselor, see a mentor. The 6th house is about nutrition and health and self-care. And so it's, I have to make myself a priority. Self-care needs to be at the top. And so it'll be getting all of that back on track for you. The opportunity is like clear communication. Things are going to be like appointments will be opening up. I love this. The challenge is some things are going to be different because there was a pause. So move forward with honest conversations at this time because it'll bring you a lot more clarity. As we move towards April 12th, we are going to now have several things happen at the same time. So we're going to have Venus, your chart ruler. Always important for you to be following where that pretty girl is. She was retrograde for a very long time, dipping from partnership into your daily career. And so Venus now moving forward it is going to be this turning point that has to do with your health, your work, your routines, you being able to tune into your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional health and well-being. Now, at the same time, we have this Sun Chiron conjunction. Chiron is our wound. Sun is in your partnership sector. So we know that this is about healing relationship wounds, about past betrayals. This is Venus moving forward, is helping you to restore the balance within your work life and with your health habits. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, things are now going to like stabilize, but it's Chiron saying we need to focus on these relationship wounds, because this is what was part of the problem. If you've been feeling unappreciated or insecure within your partnerships, now is probably going to be the time that you're going to look for some type of healing. This is about healing opportunities that can come to help you heal your insecurity and to help you gain confidence within your commitments to others. The seventh house is not just personal, but it's also professional relationships. And so it's you restoring the balance through improved self-care and organization that's going to support this. The challenge is confronting your emotional wounds from past relationships is going to like be a smack in the face. Feeling vulnerable and having to open up to others in order to communicate that. So know that healing comes through acknowledging our own worth, and choose partnerships that honor your growth. Now, at the same time, you're going to have this full moon. So like this is adding the layer to the sandwich, the Dagwood sandwich. Like it's a day. You're going to have a full moon in your first house of who you are, your identity. So this is a full moon revealing some things that were once hidden. It'll bring some endings. It's illuminating something that's deeply personal for you, because it brings this turning point within who are you within these relationships. Remember, it's opposing the wound. And so you might feel the need to truly reassess these partnerships. Are you compromising too much? Are you standing in your own power? There can be this opportunity to break away with self-awareness and confidence within these relationships. The challenge can be balancing your own personal needs within the relationship demands, because remember, it's personal and professional. This could be clients. This could be business partners. The advice I would give you would be to honor your own individuality, because strong relationships are built on a mutual respect. Now, as we move forward to April 19th, things are now going to speed up and build a little bit more this month. We have Mars in Leo, and so this is a positive. We have Mars in Leo and in a harmonious aspect to Neptune in Aries, which is the ruler of Mars. And so it's activating your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, your networking, your social influence. The things that you are doing are now moving you forward. Having Mars here says, I need to boost my leadership skills. I need to go after. I need to search it out with ambition, with my community engagement, my connection with other people. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to step into your power and to take action on what are your long-term goals. Having Neptune in your +1, your other house, it enhances your intuition and your spiritual growth within all of your relationships. This is going to be a great time that you're going to want to connect with others like on a deeper level, like to initiate it, to make it happen. The opportunities are amazing leadership roles within social circles or work teams or community projects. The challenge comes from, how do I balance my own ambition with the teamwork? Because Neptune blurs things. It makes things a little bit foggy. It's a dream, but it's also can be foggy. So I encourage you to step up and inspire others. Your vision has power for other people. Now, as we move towards April 23rd, we're now going to have a story unfold where we have the sun in the sign of Taurus, and it's going to be square Pluto. And squares are tense points that push us to transform. They make us uncomfortable enough that we finally say, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it. And so this is about power struggles. It's about emotional depth. It's about secrets, deep emotional and financial matters that demand your attention. And there can be power struggles at play here in relationships that now get brought to the surface. And so you might feel this push-pull dynamic between emotional security and it could be a child, it could be a lover, it could be a creative project or something that just brings you joy, something that you want to do, and don't hold me back. And so there could be this relationship dynamic that could just like shift. And so it requires you to definitely assert your boundaries. And so the opportunity is deepening emotional intimacy through authenticity and self-empowerment, because the 8th house requires us to have those deep connective conversations. It's like the taboo topics. The challenge is power struggles within romance, or within somebody having power over you, or financial matters. And so I'm encouraging you to stay true to your values. This is about authentic love, success, and your own self-worth. Now, I'm going to leave this up here because I want to bring into like the building story. This is the 23rd, and then as we move to the 26th, we're now going to have this Mars-Pluto opposition. This is the final one. This is like the last. And so it's like the final showdown between friendship and creativity for you. Your 11th house is your social life. It's your networks. It's your hopes and dreams and your goals. And the 5th house is romance and passion and creativity. And so this transit, it started like in November, and then it hit again in January, and now it's like the third punch. And so like this is a continuation of the same storyline, and it's bringing this tension between your personal desires and group expectations. Now, groups can be work related or personal or collaborative, of where like networks that you want to be part of. And so you can experience this challenge within leadership or creative projects or romantic relationships. Be mindful of these power struggles, or like do a self-check into ego for ego conflicts. The opportunity is, how are you asserting your vision while collaborating with other people? The challenge is, I feel torn between my own individual expression and what I bring to the table and teamwork. So I'm encouraging you to always look to find a balance, both independence and collaboration. They can coexist together. Now, as we move forward, just one more day, we're now going to have this new moon. New moons, always bring fresh start, clean slate, new beginning, where we plant seeds. And this is the first one after the eclipses. So you can see that here we have this opposition, and then here's the T, the release point. It's now firm, it's solid. And so this new moon is an opportunity to set intentions, the first one after the eclipses. So we're able to do it. And this one is for financial growth. It's for emotional healing. It's for shared commitments. And so this is going to be a time for you to release your fears that revolve around power dynamics, your own personal power, embracing a new way of handling where you invest with others, emotionally or financially or physically. And so this is a final opportunity that's now going to arise, that's going to require careful planning on your part, and for you to embrace a new way of, how do I handle my shared resources. This could be alimony, debt, wills. Remember, it's where you're invested with other people. So an opportunity that can come from this is financial renewal, a deeper understanding and a connection, deeper understanding of connections. And the challenge is, I have to let go. And I have to embrace this transformation, because we're not going back to the way it was. We can't do that. So I'm encouraging you to trust the process. Sometimes surrendering leads to like a greater stability for you. This April is going to be this transformative month for relationships and all of these financial breakthroughs and your own personal growth for you. I encourage you to step into your power, honor your own individuality, because these relationships that you're creating, be with people that uplift your soul. A mantra can be, I embrace transformation, I trust in my power, and I welcome balance in love and in life. And so Libra, Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Scorpio, April of 2025 is going to be a month of relationship evolution for you, of career shifts, and of deep inner transformation. April brings these powerful shifts with Uranus in your 7th house being the apex for a lot of this. This is bringing about challenges in how do you redefine your connections, your professional path, and your emotional foundations. I want to start off with April 4th. So on April 4th, we're going to have harmonious. So we're going to start off with Uranus. It's in your partnership sector. If the first is about you, the 7th is you with everybody else. It's +1. Business, personal, best friends, significant other, clients, open enemies, exes. But this is a harmonious aspect. We have Mars in a trine with Saturn and in a sextile with Uranus. And we have Saturn in a sextile with Uranus. And so these 3 planets are all flowing in harmony. And so this is a powerful alignment that truly blends the opportunity to transform your relationships with creative discipline, helping you to navigate these partnerships, these personal projects, and life's expansion. Because having Uranus in your 7th house, this is not just personal, but it's also professional relationships or connections that you have with other. It brings these unexpected shifts to your commitments that you've made. New relationships can now form, while stagnant connections may undergo like the necessary transformations. And so having Saturn work with this Pisces energy, it's encouraging you to have maturity. It's encouraging you to have these romantic connections or something with children or creativity or structured creative projects. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to work on long-term personal passions of your own. And then we throw in Mars. I love that Mars is working on travel and education and spirituality. It's cross-cultural experiences like visas and passports and wisdom and knowledge. And it supports, I need to expand my vision, my mind. I need to explore the world. Whether it's through higher learning or publishing or spiritual growth, it's all working together and it's pointing in the right direction of Uranus. And so this brings about an opportunity of a breakthrough within partnerships or collaborations. It's about you gaining recognition for creative work or your own personal projects. It's you deepening your romantic relationships through maturity and commitment. The challenge comes from, how do I adjust to these unexpected changes within my relationships or within my partnerships? Because this could also be like a client or an open enemy or an ex, and it's balancing romantic and professional responsibilities. I'm encouraging you to embrace the unexpected, that true growth, it really comes through flexibility and trust for you. Now, as we move to April 7th, we're going to have Mercury now move direct. I absolutely love this because Mercury stationed retrograde during the eclipse, actually on the same day as the eclipse, and it really affected everything that had to do with communication or travel or misunderstandings for you. And so for you, it's saying, oh, I can get back to that project. I can finish that book. I can finish this. The fifth house is what brings me joy. What brings me pleasure. It's either children or lovers, or it's your own inner child. And it's now I'm able to move forward with this. I'm ready to have a resolution to this. And so the opportunity is clarity in these projects, in making these things happen, in getting them back in front of you and having the time to do it. I'm going to encourage you to like make the time, because where Mercury was retrograde had you rethinking, how do I make this a daily practice? And I'm going to say that things have changed, but the 5th house brings about all topics of fun and joy and creativity, of where I have to pursue these things in order to feel good about me, and I have to make it a daily practice. It cannot be all work and no play. There has to be fun, joy, and pleasure in your day-to-day life. All right, so let's talk about April 12th. So we have a few things going on here, and I want to unpack it one thing at a time. So we're going to have Venus. Now, remember, this is in a harmonious aspect to your first house of self. It's still in your fifth house of fun and joy and pleasure and children, but Venus is now going to be moving direct. Hallelujah. I absolutely love this. We also have the Sun conjunct Chiron. It's like adding a layer to the meaning of things that are going on. Venus stationing direct in Pisces is this turning point within romantic and creative matters for you. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron, Chiron's the wounded healer. This is about healing wounds that are around self-worth, your work, your day-to-day responsibilities. It's taking time to make yourself the center of your day, like focusing on you, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to be full. And so Venus now moving forward, it clears up any confusion around love, any artistic pursuits, your personal joy. If you had a romantic connection with someone that just felt uncertain, now clarity is going to emerge. You're now going to be able to see things clear. The Sun conjunct Chiron in your day-to-day living, it could be around work, home and work related insecurities. The sixth house is how do I nurture and care for myself, but how am I of service to other people? So you might want to definitely take time to prioritize self-care and look at areas where you might have been overworking or overextending yourself. The opportunities from this can be, how do I heal these past disappointments within love or children or creativity or my own personal passions? And I need to create a healthy work-life boundary, and I have to reduce the stress. I have to make myself I have to make time for myself every day. Now, the challenge is facing the past wounds, like falling into that bad habit around productivity and self-worth, like feeling that you have to do this, and letting go of perfectionism within work and health matters. I encourage you to definitely prioritize joy now, whether it's in romance or whether it's in art or self-care. Allow yourself space for what truly fulfills you. Now, at the same time, we're going to have this full moon. So know that this is a Dagwood sandwich, stacking one thing on top of another. So now I want you to layer in, this is also the day of a full moon in your 12th house. Full moons are always endings, closures, culminations, and they show us what we couldn't see before. This one's at 23 degrees of Libra. So this is a deep emotional healing and release. And so this full moon in Libra is encouraging you to look at deeper introspection and look for closure. You might feel more reflective, emotionally sensitive, or drawn to spiritual work, or need time alone. Since the Sun is opposite conjunct Chiron in your 6th house, there might be this lesson about your work-life balance and your mental well-being. Like there could be something that's revealed and it says, I now see where I clearly have to take time out for me. I have to have a better balance of things. I have to be better organized with it. And I have to give myself grace. And what does that look like? And so there can be this opportunity for a breakthrough within emotional healing or self-awareness. The challenge is, how do I let go of my fear, my anxiety? How do I relieve stress? Honor your emotional needs. Solitude and introspection is going to be really beneficial to you right now. So then as we move to April 19th, we are now going to look at Mars in Leo. So we have Mars at the top of your chart, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. I love this transit because Mars wants to initiate and Neptune wants to offer, and it wants to have a connection with, and it's activating your career, your reputation, your legacy, public recognition. It's fueling professional ambition and leadership energy for you. And so having Neptune in your 6th house is saying, all right, I have this increased intuition. I have this inspiration in work-related matters. I'm now focused on work-life balance and making time for myself. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to follow your gut instincts with the career decisions that you make moving forward. Your intuition is going to be spot on about people, places, and things. The opportunity is leadership, career growth, intuitive success. I mean, like, this is beautiful energy. The challenge is, again, how do I balance my work responsibilities with my spiritual well-being? Like, I have to nurture and care for myself. I'm saying, look, you got to trust your intuition. Your instincts are going to be leading you towards the right career path. So then, as we look towards the 23rd, now on the 23rd, we're going to have the Sun in Taurus, and it's going to be in a very difficult aspect, a square with Pluto in Aquarius. So now we have the Sun, you, connected with other people in a square. Squares are tension points that within a transit, they make us uncomfortable enough that we have to create change from them. And so it's tension within home and relationships and partnerships. There can be this significant shift that goes on within your home or partnerships, or these dynamics that of conflict that now arise. There can be power struggles with a partner or a family member or a roommate or a client that can now arise. And so having Pluto in your fourth house, it really signals this deep emotional transformation that's related to home and you needing to build a secure foundation for yourself. The opportunity is redefining truly what emotional stability means to you. The challenge is, how do I navigate these power struggles within family and my relationships, my partnerships, the other person? I'm encouraging you to stay grounded because change is necessary, but stability can still be maintained. Now, knowing this, I want you to look at 3 days later on April 26th. Now we're going to have the third and final Mars-Pluto opposition, and it's still forming a T-square to the Sun in your partnership sector. So I'm going to build onto this story because it's not over. Having Mars and Pluto, I want you to think back to that November, or I think it was December, and then January, and then now's the 3rd. This transit brings this clash between your career ambitions and your own personal life needs. It's, if you've been focusing heavily on work or family or your emotional issues, they might need your attention at this time. This is definitely a clash. And the apex of it, the release point of it, is going to be the Sun in your 7th house. And so Pluto in your 4th house, it says, I have to have deep emotional transformation. I have to have a solid foundation. I have to break free from past family conditioning or redefining what does home life look like for me. Now, the opportunities are finding a balance between career growth and your personal well-being. The challenge comes from power struggles over responsibility versus career and home life. Like, who's responsible for this financially or emotionally? Like, who's going to take care of the kids? Like, it's power struggles. That, it's plain and simple. And this is the 3rd and final activation. And so this is about establishing boundaries, because success in one area should not mean that you have to sacrifice in another area. Now I'm going to move the chart one more day. So on the very next day, now you see that we're going to have this new moon. Now, a new moon in Taurus. This is the first time that we can manifest after the eclipses. And so this is like, new moons bring fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings, a time to plant seeds. And so this is with marriage partners or business partners or contracts or negotiations. And so a new moon is about setting your intentions within all relationships, partnerships. And so you might not start a new partnership, you might redefine an existing one, or you might make a significant commitment to somebody. This could be a business partner or a significant other. With the lingering Pluto-Mars tension, you might feel this need to balance relationship needs with your own personal goals. There can be a business collaboration or a romantic commitment that could take shape, requiring clarity and definitely patience, because it's not about wanting to have this power struggle. It's not a you versus me. It's a we. And so the opportunity is strengthening the partnerships and establishing these long-term commitments. The challenge is, How do I let go of toxic and outdated relationship patterns? Remember, the seventh house represents open enemies and exes. And so the advice would be, I would suggest choose your relationships that align with your highest growth. It's about quality over quantity that matters right now for you. April for you is just going to be this transformative month of deep personal growth, of career ambition and relationship evolution for you. I encourage you to embrace these new beginnings, to release the old emotional baggage, to trust that the relationships are shifting for your best and highest good. A mantra can be, I welcome transformation, balanced ambition with inner peace, and I cultivate my relationships that empower me. So Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Sagittarius, April 2025 is going to be a month of expansion, of career growth for you, of financial stability. It's you focused on the things of building a foundation. You have Uranus in your sixth house of your day-to-day routines, of balancing home and career. So you're being encouraged to expand your horizons, to refine your skills, and to embrace bold new directions for you to move forward in life. I want to start off with April 4th. So on April 4th, we have the apex of it is going to be Uranus, and we have this in a harmonious aspect with Mars and Saturn. Mars is in a sextile here and a trine here, and Saturn is in a sextile also with Uranus and in a trine with Mars. And so this is a beautiful alignment that's about structure from Saturn, that supports growth and career advancement, financial planning, personal discipline, because Mars wants to initiate, it wants to go after. Having Uranus in your sixth house of your day-to-day work, your daily habits, your health, your well-being, your routines, it brings these unexpected shifts within your career, your daily habits, your health routines. This is going to be a time that you're going to want to embrace new methods to improve your efficiency, to improve your own well-being. Having Saturn at the bottom of your chart, it's about home and family and your emotional foundations. This is stabilizing your personal life. This is helping you to create like a structured approach to balancing your work and your home responsibilities, saying, I'm here. This is the reason why you're going to do it. We're going to have short, middle, and long-term goals. Mars in your eighth house of shared resources and transformations and investments. It's like the house of where we invest and who we invest in. It fuels this deep financial and emotional transformation for you, that this is going to be a great time for you to have strategic decisions that's regarding your money, your debt, and your own personal security. The opportunities that can come from this is definitely a career breakthrough that leads to a new daily routine in order for you to boost your own productivity. There can be financial restructuring in order for you to get like a greater stability, strengthening your emotional resilience and creating long-term stability. Like this is all about you and your security. And so the challenge can be you having to adjust to unexpected shifts within your work responsibilities, finding that balance between home and career, balancing your financial decisions with long-term security. I encourage you to embrace the structure while staying open to any new approaches that come to you, because progress comes from flexibility. Now on April 7th, Mercury now moves direct. I absolutely love this because Mercury went retrograde at the same day as we had the eclipse on the 14th, and it like threw everything into a tailspin. And having Mercury in your fourth house of home, family, foundation, this was having Mercury now move direct is all of the projects that you are working on, people coming or going, or things that had to do with your home, your foundation, everything that had to do with your living situation in your personal life, the chaos that it brought out. I look at when a planet goes retrograde as an opportunity to focus on that area, to restructure it. So it wasn't there intentionally to cause grief, but it was like bringing attention to an area that you needed to redo, like clean out the cupboards and do all those topics. Like this needed to be remodeled. Like we had to bring this up to date. Like, so there were challenges. And so the challenge now is over the next 2 weeks, how do we resort out what went wrong and how do we work with it? So trust your own voice and trust that like it's contracts and negotiations, like look over everything and move forward with finality. Now, as we move to April 12th, we're going to now have several things start to speed up and happen at the same time. So I want to start with Venus. Venus is in your 4th house also. Remember that your foundation has been a huge focus, your living situation, like literally you and your personal life. And so having Venus stationed retrograde for so long, now she's moving direct. And we also have the Sun conjunct Chiron in your children, creativity, art, music, beauty. It's about healing wounds around your self-expression and your relationships. And so Venus moving forward is going to restore the balance within your home and your family life, especially since Mercury is now moving forward. Like those two together, we're really having a focus on that. And so it's about you feeling more emotionally secure, ready to make some home-related decisions about where do we go? Do we buy a new home? Do we stay here? Do we remodel? Like what do these things look like? The Sun Chiron conjunction in your 5th house is encouraging you to have healing within creativity or healing your own inner child, romantic insecurities. If you've struggled with self-worth, this is going to be the time that you're going to want to focus on rebuilding your confidence. This is healing past disappointments within love or within creative expression or exploration. It's going to strengthen your family connections and leave you feeling more emotionally grounded. The challenge that comes from this is, how do I let go of my past fears that hinder my joy and hold me back from my best self-expression? And so I'm encouraging you to trust that you are worthy of love and creativity and happiness and joy and step into your power. Now, knowing all this, we're also going to have a full moon. Full moons, they bring closures, endings, culminations. They bring the promise of starting something new. And so on April 12th, you're going to have a full moon at 23 degrees of Libra. And so this is in your house of friendships, networks, big dreams. And so it's illuminating your social circles, your community involvement. And so this full moon is going to illuminate or bring clarity to long-term aspirations or goals or friendships or your group connections. Now, since the Sun Chiron is opposite of it, there can be a lesson about how do I balance my own personal joy with my collective responsibilities. The opportunities can come from networking, collaborative projects, like some may end with offering new beginnings or achieving your long-term goals. The challenge is avoiding people-pleasing, definitely, or compromising your vision in order for you to want to fit in. I'm encouraging you to pay attention to your voice because it matters. Surround yourself with those people that align with your personal growth. All right, then I want to talk about the April 19th. Now on April 19th, this is the start of a bigger story. So we're going to have Mars, and it's going to be in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. Mars wants to initiate. Neptune is, what do I dream? It's activating travel, philosophy, education. And Mars in the house of higher learning and adventure and spirituality, it fuels your curiosity, your exploration. It wants you to make bold life choices. This is really going to be a great time for you to pursue new educational opportunities, a new path, or to embark on a spiritual journey. This is the house of legal matters and publishing and classes and workshops. Now, having this harmonious aspect to Neptune, it enhances your intuition. It really is, it says, I can connect to my artistic creativity. It inspires you to share your wisdom and your talents with other people, with the world. Now, the opportunities can lead to you learning a new skill, you publishing things, expanding your own personal beliefs. The challenge comes from, how do I find a balance between my dreams and my practical action? I'm encouraging you to take action on your vision, to look at these big opportunities as they arise, and to look at them as an opportunity to embrace the adventure. All right, so then on the 23rd, we're now going to have the Sun in Taurus. And this is going to be part of a bigger story that's going to unfold. So we have the Sun in Taurus, and it's going to square with Pluto. Now, Pluto, god of the underworld, it causes, this will be like tension between work and learning. A square causes you to be uncomfortable or tense in order for you to push for a change. It's where we've been too comfortable and we're just not moving. And so you might feel stretched between work demands and your personal learning goals, and how do I balance my day-to-day tasks with my personal development? How do I take care of myself? Like vitamin supplements, it's day-to-day care. And the Sun in your 6th house is struggling to find, or how do I find a balance between my home and my career? And so having Pluto in your 3rd house, it signals this deep mental transformation, thoughts, ideas, communication. Your thinking patterns and your communication within personal development is going to be key for this transit. So the opportunities are gaining mastery over communication and skill development, like computers, technology, science, email, phone, text, AI. And the challenge can be like, how do I overcome my outdated belief system, or these self-imposed limitations that I've put upon myself? Like, like that broken record of I can't do this, or somebody else said I couldn't, or I'm not worthy. And so shift your mindset. What you believe about yourself truly shapes your reality. Now, I'm going to move the calendar, but I want you to pay attention to what still stays there. As we move to the 26th, we're now going to have the 3rd and final Mars-Pluto opposition. And so this is definitely a breaking free from mental limitations moment. It's going to be like the final straw. This transition is going to bring confrontation between your old beliefs and your new perspectives. It's going to be about mental breakthroughs. It might be necessary for you to align this with your new future goals, and how do I make this happen? Having Pluto in your 3rd house is really urging like a deep transformation of gathering information, sharing ideas, where you might have been challenged to release outdated narratives. Now, the opportunity, and I want to show you that, like, the Sun is the apex still. Like, this is the opposition, and then this is the T-square that comes from it. Now, the opportunity is intellectual growth, a shift in your mindset, releasing of your limiting beliefs. Yay! The challenge comes from navigating this external resistance to your own evolving ideas. So your growth is limitless. This is you expanding beyond the familiar and embracing the change as it evolves. Now, the very next day, we're now going to have a new moon. See how the moon has joined the sun. New moon is when they conjunct together. And so new moons are fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings, a time where we plant the seeds. This is actually the first time that we're able to set our intentions for something new since eclipse, the eclipses of last month. And so we have this new beginning, this new moon, and it's still at the apex of this T-square. This is about inviting you to set these intentions to have this work-life balance for your well-being and for productivity. Now, having this lingering Mars-Pluto tension here, this is, how do I establish new routines that align with my long-term goals? Like, what does this look like? There can be a career opportunity or a health breakthrough that can now arise, requiring you to focus on what's at hand and commitment. The opportunity is you being able to reinvent your daily routines for improved health and efficiency, your mental and health well-being. The challenge is I have to let go of old habits that no longer serve me. It's time, like, let it go. And I encourage you to have small, consistent actions that lead to big transformations. Start with a fresh intention that you can build upon. April is going to be this powerful month of career growth, personal expansion, of deep learning for you, of you trusting your wisdom, embracing these new perspectives, and to step into this new adventure for yourself with confidence. A mantra can be, I embrace expansion, balance action with intuition, and welcome these new opportunities for my best and highest growth. So Aries, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels my journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Capricorn, April 2025 is going to be a month of financial transformations for you, romantic expression, fun, joy, pleasure, and personal empowerment for you. It's going to be this pivotal month that you're going to have your relationships revolutionized. And with Uranus in your 5th house, it's the house of creativity and children and where we are willing to take a risk. And so the universe is literally guiding you towards financial empowerment, your emotional depth, and a renewed sense of personal strength. I want to start with the 4th of April. And so on this day, Uranus is going to be the apex, the center of, and we're going to have Mars sextile to it and Saturn in a sextile to it, and then Saturn and Mars are in a trine to each other. So they are working together. All of these planets are working together with the center being Uranus. And so this alignment is truly blending stability with innovation. It's offering these opportunities within children or romantic or creative partnerships or relationships, financial restructuring, creative ventures, the way that you talk and share and explore these ideas with other people. It's having Uranus in your 5th house. It brings these unexpected breakthroughs with passion projects or art or music or creativity, your own artistic self-expression, tapping into your own inner child. It'll be a time when you're going to want to embrace creative risk-taking and spontaneity, like as it comes to you. Having Saturn in your 3rd house of communication, this is learning, this is networking, neighbors, siblings, cousins, everything that's within your close proximity. This helps structure your thoughts. It helps to refine your communication style. It makes this an excellent time for you to publish, to teach, or to engage in intellectual pursuits, to connect with like minds. Having Mars in your partnership sector, this is really fueling your dynamic interactions with other people. The 7th house is not just personal, but it's also professional connections. It's deep commitments. It's these bold moves within love or business collaborations, like clients or best friends or significant others. And so the opportunity can be create a breakthrough or a new romantic connection. There can be a business collaboration that leads to long-term success or financial stability through strategic investments or within partnerships of other people. The challenge comes from, how do I adjust to these unexpected changes that come up with my children or within romantic relationships? How do I navigate the complex business or financial negotiations? Because Uranus, it literally shocks things. It rocks your world. It's like an earthquake or lightning. And so I'm encouraging you to trust steady progress. Like Saturn is here to ground this energy. Be adaptable while maintaining the long-term focus of where you want to go and what you want to do. As we move towards April 7th, I want to look at Mercury, hallelujah, moving direct. Now, Mercury stationed retrograde at the same time as the eclipse, March 14th. Now, Mercury, thoughts, ideas, communication, travel, and being in your third house of communicating, taking a class over, short distance travel, it really was having you rethink, reevaluate, refocus. Now it's going to bring this resolution to all of these communication hiccups or travel mistakes or things that had to do with short journeys or publishing things or emails, phone, text. The third house is where we gather information and where we share information. So there could have been a lot of miscommunication with neighbors or family members. And so this will be a time when you'll feel more emotionally stable, which makes it easier to make these grounded decisions about moving forward and clearing the air. All right, so let's talk about April 12th. So the month is going to just like layer on and build. So on April 12th, we now have Venus, because Mercury and Venus were both retrograde at the same time the eclipses. Venus is the goddess of love, and she wants to bring people, places, and things together. But when she's retrograde, she was dissecting and taking some things apart, having you restructure, rethink, refocus. She now is going to move direct at the same time. So this is like a Dagwood sandwich of stories. You're going to have the Sun conjunct Chiron. And so Venus stationing direct in Pisces in your house of contracts and communication. And this is going to be a turning point within the way that you have taken a class, communication, writing. It's like, let's bridge the gap. Let's bring some people, places, and things back together. Let's clear the air. She, moving forward, restores the harmony within your own personal and your financial discussions. She rules money. She rules our resources. And so it's an ideal time for, now I can sign contracts. Now I can negotiate deals. Now I can reconnect with loved ones. Having the Sun also conjunct with Chiron at the same time. The Sun conjunct Chiron in your home sector. The fourth house is not just our home, it's our living situation. It's what we build our chart upon, our life upon. And so this is shining a light on family wounds or past emotional patterns or things that need to be brought to light for healing. And this is a moment that you might want to break free from like old limitations or to embrace your own personal empowerment. Having the Sun conjunct Chiron will literally illuminate that I need emotional healing that's tied to my home, to my family, to my traditions, to my security, anything that results with our roots, our foundation. It's about finalizing those financial details or contracts that bring long-term stability. The challenge comes from overcoming self-doubt without, that revolves around financial worth, security, your foundation. Now, I encourage you to use your voice. Use clear communication, and self-expression is going to be key in order for you to have success at this time, because you're also going to on the same day have this full moon. So all of this is occurring while we're now going to have some things revealed to us. Full moons always bring closure, culmination, endings, and a chance to start something new. And so this full moon is going to be at 23 degrees Libra in your career sector, your legacy, reputation, public recognition. There's going to be this career climax. And so this full moon in Libra, it brings your achievements. It's going to be a turning point for your professional ambitions. Now, since it is opposite of Sun Chiron in your fourth house, there can be a lesson that you need to learn or that will be revealed about balancing your home responsibilities with your professional success and at what cost. The opportunity can be public recognition, career milestones, achieving these long-term goals. The challenge is I have to balance my work ambitions with my emotional health and well-being. And so your professional success is definitely growing. Ensure that it aligns with your deeper emotional needs during this time. All right, so let's take a look at April 19th. So on April 19th, we're now going to build upon a different story. We're going to have Mars in Leo, and it's in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. So now, again, we're still focused on home, and we have Mars activating our 8th house of shared resources and birth, death, and rebirth and transformation. This is a beautiful opportunity because Mars in Leo, it's in the house of transformation, of intimacy. It fuels this deep financial shift that's about passionate relationships, business partners. It could be exes. It can be relationships that are intimate, meaning family also. And this is also about bold investments because Mars wants to go after. And so having Neptune in Aries in your 4th house, it's really enhancing like you tapping into your making these intuitive decisions about how do I focus on my home and my family matters, and how do I navigate these changes with trust and with vision. And so the opportunity is going to come from strategic financial planning, these financial decisions, and deeper emotional intimacy by bringing these conversations to light. This is the house of taboo topics. Like, let's talk about it. This becomes a spiritual transformation also because we feel safer and more connected. And so the challenge comes from avoiding financial risks that lack clarity. Neptune can sometimes blur some things. And so my advice, definitely use your instincts on this. Your inner guidance is going to be really strong at this point. All right, so let's take a look at April 23rd. Now, on April 23rd, we're going to have the sun, which is in Taurus. So the sun is shifting into a new area of your life and saying, I want to focus on creativity, romance, children, my own inner child, but it is in a square with Pluto in my self-worth, income, cash, property sector of my life. Squares bring about tension in our life where we have become complacent and they push us to make a change. And this is part of a longer story that evolves for the rest of this month. So having the sun here, you're going to feel pressure to define really what do you value, whether it's creative projects, romantic relationships, children, your own inner child, financial stability, like any of those topics. Having Pluto in your 2nd house, it's signaling that you need to have a deep transformation in the way that you earn, you spend, and you value your own talents. The 2nd house is self-worth. So the opportunities are redefining your financial goals, your self-worth. The challenge comes from navigating power struggles that revolve around money and personal value. I encourage you to focus on your talents and your creativity because they have immense value. Stand firm and know your value, know your worth. Now, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to just move the chart ahead a few days, and I want to look at the 26th. Now we're having this Mars-Pluto opposition, which is growing. And if you look at this, this is the T-square. Mars and Pluto are opposing themselves, and then the apex, the T-square, is the sun. And so this is the third. This is the third and final. You had one in, I believe it was December, then January, and now you're having the third and final. And so this is a financial power shift of done. Just done. This transit is going to force a confrontation between shared resources, debt, shared debt, financial power, dynamics, what's mine, what's yours. This is going to be a financial turning point that's now going to reveal itself or come to a climax. You've already gone through it twice. This is just like the final straw. Having Pluto in your 2nd house, it's really urging you to break free from any old money patterns that you have and reclaim control over your own financial security. There's this opportunity of financial freedom, financial empowerment, debt resolution, reclaiming your own personal authority. The challenge comes from managing these intense power struggles over money and your resources, where you have your money, what's invested with other people, places, and things. I encourage you to take charge of your finances. Like, this is your moment to step into financial mastery. Now, I'm going to move the chart one more day, and now we have a sun-moon conjunction, which means that we're having a new moon. This is the first time that we can actually plant seeds for a fresh new beginning, clean slate, and it's the first time since we've had eclipses that we can now start something new. This is still the apex. It's still the T-square. And so this is a new beginning of creativity and joy. This new moon is encouraging you to set intentions for love, creativity, self-expression, your own inner child. You might even feel inspired to start a new romantic relationship or an artistic project or a passion-driven endeavor or something that gives you fulfillment. With this lingering Mars-Pluto opposition, it's still creating the tension. It's saying, I need to be able to balance my financial stability with my creative fulfillment. And how do I do this? There's an opportunity for romantic renewal with you and a partner, or healing your own inner child. And this is about creative breakthroughs, launching something, starting something new, something that brings you deep personal joy. The challenge is overcoming self-doubt that comes from with artistic or romantic partners, and the fear of. So follow what lights you up. Your creative passions, your inner child deserves to be pursued. April is going to be this month for you of personal growth and financial empowerment that includes creative expansion. Trust in your self-worth. Truly embrace your financial independence. Pursue your passions that bring you joy and stability and that heal your own inner child. A mantra can be, I claim my power, I embrace financial and creative success, and build a foundation that aligns with my higher self. So Capricorn, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels my journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Aquarius, April 2025 is going to be a month of home transformation for you, career evolution, and your own personal empowerment. It's going to be a month where having Pluto in your first house, it's really pushing you to alter, grow, change, and evolve in your own identity. Having Uranus in your fourth house of home, it's creating or recreating what stability means for you. The fourth house always is about our personal life. It's our living situation. And so this is a deep reinvention of your personal life, your career, your ambitions, and your partnership. I want to start with April 4th. So on April 4th, we're going to have, the focus is going to be Uranus. So like the planets are all going to be pointing towards this. You're going to have Saturn at 24 degrees and Mars at 24 degrees and Uranus at 24 degrees. And Uranus is going to be the apex, the center of. They are all working in alignment together. This transit is having you focus on home, family, building a solid foundation, emotional security, embracing innovation with strategic growth. It's really stabilizing all of these topics for you. It's urging you to truly break free from these outdated living situations, these family patterns, these traditions, emotional restrictions. This could be moving, renovating, redefining what are your own emotional needs. Now, having Saturn in your second house, it's the house of money, income, of self-worth, cash, property, skill set. It's encouraging you to have long-term financial planning, responsible spending, and like career restructuring of sorts. And having Mars in your sixth house, it's in the house of balancing my home and my work, my routines, and it's boosting your productivity. Like literally, they're all working together to say, I have the motivation to make the necessary changes in order to create this and make it a daily thing in my life. So this is an opportunity for a new home, financial breakthrough, stability, work-life balance, creating this healthy foundation for personal and professional growth for you, professional success. I love this. The challenge can be, how do I let go of like this comfort zone that I'm in, or outdated emotional security structures? I'm going to encourage you to embrace the steady transformation and trust that stability and freedom, that they can coexist together. All right, so let's take a look at April 7th. So as we move forward, we're now going to have, there we go, Mercury now stationing direct. Mercury went retrograde the exact same day as the eclipse. And so Mercury rules money, cash, property, travel, all of these topics. And Mercury finally stationing direct, it's moving forward in our second house of money, finances, resources, movable property, values, our income, our possessions. It's saying, okay, I need to resolve these misunderstandings. I need to clarify these negotiations. I need to move forward with my plans. So if you've been looking at like remodeling or redoing any of these topics, now things are going to start to move forward with this. So this could be a new learning opportunity or travel plans. There can be clarity now that that gets brought back in with Mercury now moving forward, because Mercury is now has to go back over all the areas where we had the chaos and say, let's sort it out over the next 2 weeks. So it's not an immediate, but it's like starting to move things forward. Then on April 12th. On April 12th, we're now going to have several things happen at one time. We're going to have Venus stationing direct, and this is really great because now all the planets will now be moving direct, and Venus was retrograde during the eclipses last month also. So there was a lot of focus on you, your money, your cash, your property, your self-worth, your resources, like your value system, like what do I need in order to feel secure? And so Venus now stationing direct is going to be this turning point within your financial planning and your self-esteem. You also have, like, this is a sandwich. So we also have the Sun conjunct Chiron. Now the Sun conjunct Chiron in your third house of learning and your mindset. It's how do I heal these old wounds around my self-expression and my confidence that have to do with security. And so Venus moving forward in your resource sector, it's about balancing and your finances and your self-worth. So this is really going to be a great time to finalize those money matters, those investment plans, the things that you were trying to move forward with Mercury retrograde. So the Sun and Chiron in your third house is illuminating the wounds that you had around the communication and confidence to make these things happen. Now is going to be a time that you're going to want to trust your voice, to embrace your own personal empowerment. This is rebuilding your self-worth, your financial security, and knowing that you are taking charge over it. Healing with confidence. That's related to speaking or writing or learning, because this is the third house of communication with others. The challenge comes from releasing that negative self-talk and outdated money beliefs that you have, that broken record in your head about it. I'm encouraging you to speak your truth. Know that your voice is powerful and it's valuable. Now, added to this, you're also going to have a full moon. Now, full moons, they're huge. They're endings, culminations, closures, and this is in your ninth house of wisdom, learning, travel, expansion, publishing, legal things. And so they are an end of a cycle and then the beginning of a new. And so this is a shift in your perspective and in higher learning. This full moon in Libra, it's going to be at 23 degrees of Libra. It brings about revelations about your long-term goals and travel and your spiritual beliefs, and possibly gaining insight in where do I want my life's direction to go. It's revealing things that you just didn't know before. Having the Sun opposite of it, conjunct Chiron, this is highlighting the old wounds that are related to education, to speaking, to traveling, and the need for healing these things. There can be an opportunity of expanding your vision, of planning a major journey or travel project, or deepening your spiritual practice, or taking a class, or taking a workshop, or completing one. The challenge is, how do I let go of these limiting beliefs about what is possible for my future? I'm encouraging you to trust the bigger picture, because it's your personal philosophy that is now growing, changing, and evolving. All right, so then on March 19th, we're going to have Mars in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. Now, I like this because Mars is in your partner sector and Neptune is in your communication sector. And so they're both at 0, starting off something brand new. And it's activating the house of other, relationships with others. And how do you communicate? And so this brings passion. It brings boldness and action and you initiating with all types of partners. The 7th house is not just love. It's about collaboration. It's where we have clients and we work with others. Having Neptune in Aries in your 3rd house is really enhancing your intuition within conversations. And it deepens your understanding or your connection that you can have with others. The opportunities can be relationship clarity, like being in tune to somebody, stronger partnerships, creative collaborations. The challenge comes from needing to avoid miscommunication because Neptune can be foggy. Speak clearly and make sure that you're setting those boundaries. Trust your instincts when you are navigating personal and professional relationships at this time. All right, so let's take a look at April 23rd. Now, on the 23rd, this is an evolving story that starts here and then will continue to the rest of the month. So we have the Sun in Taurus, and it's now shifted into your home sector. So now home, foundation, your living situation, your personal life is now going to be the apex, the focus of a square that comes from Pluto in your 1st house of identity. And so this is about personal power, identity, and transformation. This is about possibly you feeling conflicted between your own personal transformation and the family's expectations, or people that are within your home and their expectations or traditions. Pluto in your 1st house is really pushing you towards a reinvention of who you are, while the Sun in Taurus, it craves stability. And so there's this shift within your home life or in your personal identity that it's necessary for you to have this as a long-term growth. Now, the opportunity is claiming your own personal power, and while finding emotional security, like this is who I am, this is who I have to be. The challenge is balancing the transformation with the external obligations or traditions or the expectations of family or ancestors or anybody who is within the home. So I encourage you to not hold back from becoming who you're truly meant to be. Now, I'm going to move the chart ahead, but I'm going to leave those on there, and I want you to look at April 26th. So now we have this Mars-Pluto opposition, and we still have this T-square to it. And so this is the 3rd and final activation of this. And so this is the house of identity and others. Like, this is huge. This is about power struggles between you and everybody else. Like, literally, the 7th house represents business partners, people that you're married to, best friends, open enemies, exes, clients. And so this transit is really forcing you to have this confrontation within these relationships. You had an activation in November and then another one in January. And so whether it's personal or business related, the power struggles have been brewing. It's like bubbling to the surface. And now they're all going to come to a head. And so having Pluto in your 1st house is demanding deep personal transformation of you. You cannot shrink yourself for the sake of others. You cannot shrink yourself for the sake of peace, like giving everybody peace at home. No. There's an opportunity for you to step into your own personal power for this, for you to assert what are your needs. This is you navigating these intense relationship dynamics without losing yourself in the process. Set clear boundaries and own your strength. Now, I'm going to move it forward one more day. And you're going to notice that now the moon has joined the sun. This creates a new moon. And so new moons are fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings, a time to plant seeds. And this is the first lunation after the eclipses that we're actually able to manifest with. So this new moon in Taurus is, I now have a fresh start in my home sector of my life, my home, my family. This is a new beginning. This is about emotional foundations. Having a new moon here is encouraging you to set these intentions that are related to home, family, stability, your living situation, your personal life, in a way that you might decide to move. You might decide to renovate. You might decide to, how do I redefine my own emotional needs for building a solid foundation? And so with Mars and Pluto tension going on between you and others still lingering, you might need to assert your own independence while creating this supportive home environment for yourself. This is going to be an opportunity to create a home that truly aligns with your evolving identity. The challenges from overcoming these emotional patterns that limit your own personal growth. I encourage you to cultivate a personal life, your home that nurtures the person that you are growing, changing, and becoming. Know that April is going to be a month for you of deep personal transformation of self, of home restructuring, of relationship clarity. Step into your own personal power. Redefine what does home mean for you, and embrace this new identity of what you are stepping into. A mantra can be, I embrace my transformation. I stand in my power, and I create stability on my own terms. So Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Pisces, April 2025 is going to be a month of personal growth for you. It's about your communication shifts. It's about deep healing. April for you is all of these topics with Uranus in your third house saying, I have to shift the way that I communicate. And Pluto in your 12th house is, I need to embrace these unexpected shifts that pull me away, that ask me to dig deep, to understand, to transform, to grow, change, and evolve. I need to have a disciplined approach to my goals while embracing the unexpected things that as they come my way. I want to start off with April 4th. So on April 4th, this is going to be like a day of breakthroughs for you, of communication and personal growth. We're going to have Uranus in your communication sector in a harmonious aspect with Saturn and with Mars. Now, they're all talking to or communicating openly in sextiles or trines with each other. This transit is going to bring this balance between like Saturn in your first house. It's all about you. It's your identity. It's your appearance. It's your power. And Mars in your fifth house of creativity and romance and your own healing your own inner child, embracing your own inner child. And so this transit's going to bring this balance between discipline of Saturn and the innovation that Uranus can bring, helping you to build something new in your life that all while staying grounded. So Saturn in your first house is about your self-image. It's your identity. It's really pushing you to establish these long-term goals and to step into more of a mature and responsible version of yourself. Saturn wants boundaries. It wants limitations. It wants you to have short, middle, and long-term goals. And so having Saturn here, it's connecting with Uranus. And Uranus is your communication style, your learning, your technology. It brings unexpected insights and changes in the way that you communicate or the desire to communicate with other people in new and unique ways. This could be breakthroughs in a project or writing or speaking opportunities with neighbors, siblings, cousins, or with like friends that you network with closely. Including Mars in here. Mars is in a trine with this, and it's in a sextile. So it's enhancing your ability to channel your passions, like it wants to go after, in a disciplined way, to have these disciplined efforts, especially with creative work, something that brings you pure joy and pleasure. It could be a lover, it could be launching something. It's about personal projects, or it could be romance. The opportunities can be a creative breakthrough, new learning opportunities, or exciting like a blog or a speaking engagement or a speaking project, something that you are taking your words and getting them out into the public, teaching, learning, studying, embracing new technology, new ideas, ways that can help you to align with your long-term goals. The challenge can be, how do I balance the traditional methods with the innovation without resisting change? Because that's what we do. Sometimes we resist the change. And so use your voice. Use your mind. Create the long-term stability while staying open to these new perspectives. And then let's take a look at April 7th. On April 7th, I love this because Mercury, which has been in your, it's been our first house. Mercury stationed retrograde the same day as the eclipse, which happened, like, this is all about you. Mercury is now moving direct. And Mercury is, I'm ready to, because it had you thinking back to the old way that you looked, that you act, things that you wanted to do, interests, your body, your like the first house is also your website, your business card. And so you were rethinking, realigning, reformatting all of these topics. And so now you're going to have this clarity to start to begin to move forward. And this could be with money related decisions, things that you want to launch, things that have to do with you and changing your identity and allowing for the evolution to occur. All right, so let's take a look at April 12th. Now on April 12th, we have several things going on at the same time. So the first is we're going to have Venus direct. Hallelujah. Now, Venus, love having her in your first house, but she was really spending a long time having you refocus, rethink, taking things apart, like really going back over your power, your self-expression, your happiness, your health, your vitality. Now that Venus is direct, it's about your personal image. Venus moving forward in your sign gives you this sense of renewal, of beauty, of confidence. This is an excellent time to refresh your image, your relationships, your personal goals, because now all the planets are going to be moving direct. This is like when we can launch new projects. At the same time, so this is a layered day, a layered sandwich. So we have Chiron conjunct the sun. Now, Chiron is our wound, and the sun represents us. It represents the wounded healer. And so this is bringing to light second house topics, shining a light on our old wounds that are related to money or self-worth or what we need in order to have security. This is going to be a chance to heal our limiting beliefs that are around what we value, who we value, how do we handle our resources. This is going to be an opportunity for a newfound sense of confidence, improved relationships, financial growth. This could be healing your wounds that are related to self-worth and financial insecurities. The challenge comes from releasing fears around your own personal value, because it's you believing in yourself. I encourage you to embrace self-love at this time. Look at financial healing and confidence within your own unique gifts. Now, on the same day, you're also going to have a full moon. Now, know that full moons, they reveal what was once hidden. They are about endings, culminations, closures, climaxes. And so it's illuminating your 8th house of shared resources, the house of intimacy, the house of transformation. This full moon in Libra at 23 degrees, it's revealing revelations about debt, about financial partnerships, about your own fear of emotional intimacy or control. You might gain insight into a financial situation, or you might receive money from a partner or an investment, or you might have this emotional breakthrough, this aha moment that's related to trust and vulnerability. Because it's opposed to the Sun-Chiron conjunction in your 2nd house, it's suggesting that there's financial healing that's going to be necessary before you move forward. It's like revealing it. There can be an opportunity, which is this turning point within your own financial resources, your own financial matters, or shared resources that are connected with other people. The challenge is, how do I let go of my fears that are around of control, intimacy, personal power, money, security? And so embrace financial and emotional transformation and do it with confidence. All right, let's take a look at April 19th. So on April 19th, we're now going to have Mars in Leo, and it's going to be in a harmonious aspect with Neptune. Now, this is the positive that comes from all of the work that you've been doing. Mars in Leo in your house of daily habits, of finding a balance between home and work. It boosts your motivation, your energy. It makes this a really great time for you to take control of your health, you like start a fitness routine, improve your work-life balance. It's you wanting to initiate something to have balance between home and career. Now, Neptune in Aries in your second house of self-worth, it enhances your spiritual and your intuitive approaches to money and health. Consider using meditation, yoga, visualization, or holistic practices for healing and for manifestation, because it can happen. The opportunity is boosting your health. It's creating this inspired work, these amazing routines that fit in well with you, increased financial intuition. The challenge is avoiding burnout, balancing work and rest with like creative inspiration. I encourage you to listen to your body, to trust your instincts, and to work on paying attention to what is your body saying when making financial decisions. Now, on the 23rd of April, we're going to have a continuation of a story. So we're going to start off with the sun that's now moved into your communication sector, and it's in a square with Pluto. Now, squares push us to make a change. They encourage us to evolve. They make us uncomfortable enough that we finally shift something. And so this is a shift in your mindset. Your third house, having the sun here with communication, mindset, learning, and your 12th house of subconscious and hidden matters, you might feel like this inner tension between logical thinking and your subconscious fears, because Pluto in your 12th house, it's really pushing you to confront your hidden emotions. While the sun in Taurus, it wants growth, it wants stability within communication and learning. So there can be this shift within your mindset in the way that you communicate. It's going to be necessary for deeper personal growth of yourself. There can be this opportunity of breaking free from mental limitations by embracing these new perspectives. The challenge is, how do I let go of fear-based thinking and the hidden self-doubt? You know, like that broken record of I'm not worthy, I can't do it, or what somebody else has told you. Trust that you're doing the inner work and it's leading to these profound breakthroughs. Now, I'm going to leave this up here because I'm going to move the chart ahead, because this is the continuation of a story. On the 26th, this becomes exact, where we have Mars in an opposition to Pluto. This is the third and final activation. This is about power struggles within work and your own subconscious growth. So if you think back to the first time, I believe it was in November, and then the second time was in January, and then this is the third time. And so this is about your day-to-day routines. Your hidden fears. This transit is going to force this confrontation. If you notice, this is a T-square. It's between your 12th and your 6th, and the culmination, the release point, is through the sun, you. And so it's forcing you to confront between your work-life balance and your deeper emotional healing. You might need to let go of some toxic habits. They could be work habits or these hidden fears that are just holding you back. If there has been tension at work, maybe it comes to a head, and it's you having to stand firm within your own power. The opportunity is you breaking free from fear and from these, like releasing the bad habits, the unhealthy habits, embracing a more balanced life. The challenge is I have to face my subconscious fears, and within these work-related conflicts, it's showing you a mirror and you having to look at it and saying, what part do I own? And what part can I work with? Like, how do I do this? And so I'm encouraging you to don't let fear control your decisions. Embrace the necessary changes with confidence. Now I'm going to move the chart forward one more day. Now on the 27th, we're going to have the sun conjunct the moon. This means that there's going to be a new moon. New moons are clean slates, fresh starts, new beginnings, times that we plant seeds. This is the first new moon after the eclipse activation, and now we can actually set our intentions because the planets are all moving forward. And so having this new moon is a new moon in the way that I communicate, the way that I learn using technology. setting intentions that are related to communication, learning, self-expression. You might start to do a writing project or launch a business venture or improve your mindset, take a class, take a workshop, something that has to do with technology. The Mars-Pluto tension is still going on, and so you might need to speak your truth and break free from self-doubt. The opportunity is a great time to launch a project, to learn something new, or to improve your communication skills or the way that you network, or take a class or workshop. This is like closer to home, neighbors, siblings, cousins. And so the challenge is avoiding that negative self-talk, the resistance to change. Use this time to truly refine, how do you think, how do you learn, and how do you express yourself. April for you is going to be this month of deep personal growth, financial clarity, and these communication breakthroughs. Let go of any limiting beliefs. Trust your voice and embrace transformation within your finances, your relationships, and your mindset. A mantra can be, I embrace clarity, transformation, and personal empowerment with ease and grace. So Pisces, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com.